party don't stop till I start till I walk in. Oh no. Audio. There's no audio. Why? Every time. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Yep, we're actually good. The party don't start till Reese walks in. Apparently only mine is coming through. What the actual hell? Thank you, Furby. What? Oh my god, you're the best. Thank you. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. Let's try this again. There really does. I can't. Okay. I think it's good now, right? Speak.
Okay, we're gonna do a
Hello?
test first before I jump in.
Yes!
Yes?
Yes.
We can hear? Yes, fantastic. Alrighty. Okay, as always, I'm Lubby Bronzearm will be your DM for today. Last time, Lux Et Umbra set off from Druma back home towards the town of Plaguestone. Wanting to try out a scientific experiment, Zvid requested some steeds be brought aboard the royal yacht. As it snaked down the Canerica River, the DMS Everlight was brought to a stop. All mounted their horses as Zvid's shadowy magics allowed the horses to walk on water. Khan's mount was a little slow to learn and bucked her off. However, she stayed dry due to the water walk spell. Swooping in from the east was a winged creature waving a white flag. Minola, matriarch of the Conerica Harpies, had come to offer her thanks to Lux Et Umbra for moving her clamor further east, as there was sudden, bountiful game. It quickly became apparent that this was due to the effects of Breatheda the Cradle. Sorry, I lost my space. And its reason to learn. Manola was warned about the upcoming conjunction with Abalon the horse, as their prey will become more aggressive and dangerous. Lux Et Umbra kept on trotting down the river upon their water-walking steeds until the small town of Duskpawn came into view. The horses were unloaded, and the DMS Everlight was returned to Druma. Wandering around trying to find a carriage, many strange whispers were heard. Rumors of magic going odd. On the outskirts of town, a familiar bridge stood before everyone. As they began to cross, their good friend Smush Stuff, now a major in the Druman military, greeted them from his guard barracks. As the old friends caught up, an absent-minded young sorcerer fell into the river, not watching where she was going. After being helped out of the water, she introduced herself as Rabine the Rad and her raccoon familiar Blamfeld. On her way to the Druman Mages Academy, Rabine was running away from her hometown, where her newfound surging magical powers had caused damage to some fishing boats. Now armed with the knowledge of the conjunction, and knowing why strange things had been happening to her, Rabine and Blamfeld bid Lux Et Umbra adieu. A ways down the road, finally, the town of Plaguestone crested the horizon. Needing a cold one, Lux Et Umbra stopped by the feed mill. Khan and Zvid were happy to see their old friends and introduced them to Reese and Frag, group members added since last Plaguestone was visited. Back at Shadow Valley, it was decided to test the defenses of the Bold Ones. Brick and Fork passed with flying metallic colors, having installed new traps and somehow managing to hear both Reese and Khan attempting to sneak up on them. The homecoming was a joyous one, and all were shocked at how quickly the kobolds had grown in power. It seems their devotion to Sarenrae, the Dawn Dragon, as their odd interpretation of the dogma has them call her, and their diet of Chilaxian reapers, frostberries, and a multitude of mushrooms has blessed them. Their scales had taken on the colors of various dragons, Fork the gold, Brick the copper, Sugarwanter the silver, and Jimothy the green. With Assyrian on the horizon, Lux Et Umbra has decided to take a short break to gather their strength, resources, and courage. And that's where we're coming in today.
Also, I want to just say, I love that now people just call the town Plaguestone when that's just a stone outside Etrin's Folly, and they're like, it's Etrin's Folly. Why does everyone call us Plaguestone? We need to rebrand.
It's just a bad nickname that stuck, like when you get a bad nickname in middle school and you have to move out of state in college to get rid of it. So we're coming in what used to be Vilry's hideout, who was actually the first big bad of this entire campaign back at level 4. Khan and Zavid were the ones there back then. This is the guard tower of Vilry's hideout, which has been since converted into Shadow Valley, the headquarters of Lux Et Umbra. Our newest member, Frag, the half-machine, half-orc, previous member of the cult, the Cogito Machinus, has taken up his room within the previous guard tower of Shadow Valley. It has a nice look over the wooden fence and over into the valley below to the west. But Frag, as you wake up in the morning, are you more of an early riser or more of a late in the morning riser?
I guess, excuse me. I guess since I probably wasn't a very regimented schedule because I'm part of a cult, probably an early riser. They probably were like, it's 5 a.m., you need to wake up, you need to do the dishes and prepare breakfast.
There was not much in the way of leisure time back at the foundry. So yeah, you wake up relatively early, probably even before the sun starts to peak up. And the first thing I need from you is a will save. Please, Please go to the main tab of your character sheet, and then on the bottom right, there's Fortitude, Reflex, Will. Just take the plus 20 there and drag it and drop it into the chat window. Okay, you just hit it, so nothing strange happens to you.
Oh, that's how I want to start my day.
Yeah, you hit the DC precisely. But there is one thing you do notice. You wake up feeling strong. You're always been strong. But this is different. You feel powerful. As though flex. Yeah, and you can feel that the code within your computer systems, the little programming languages and the programs that you have, the punch cards that you have stored in you that for different effects, they feel stronger, and you notice that you actually have a few extra cards up in a slot that you hadn't noticed before. Mechanically, you now have an extra spell slot of level 1.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
You do not know why, but you wake up feeling particularly strong. I have added that to your character sheet. You now permanently have 2 level 1 spell slots in addition to your 1 second and third.
Oh, awesome.
Huh. You're welcome to research that at your leisure at some point, but that's all you know is you wake up feeling very strong. But shortly, the smell of foods, meats and breads starts coming to you from the kitchen area, which is that round tower to the southeast of you.
Southeast of me? Okay. I see it. Ooh. I guess I'll head down there. I'm guessing this is the right place, right?
Yeah, that's the one. Correct.
Okay.
And the first thing you see is one of the 4 kobolds who Lux Et Umbra has pretty much allowed to move in. She's the silver kobold named Sugarwanter. She tends to wear frilly lace dresses all the time. She cooks frequently. Danny taught her everything she knows about cooking. She sees you and says,
Good morning, Frag. Breakfast should be ready here any moment. You can feel free to sit down. I'll bring it out to you.
All right. Is there do I have a designated spot or not?
Oh, wherever you fit is fine.
All right, and what looks like the comfiest spot in this place, I guess?
Probably one of those 2 orange chairs just to your southwest. They're
Okay.
like big, just like leather love seats, sort of. Then
I'll sit there
Then
and
she
feel
goes,
kind of
"Not there."
a few
I'll
minutes
switch
later.
to the other one.
Right. Let's see. I have a picture for this too. There he is. A few minutes later, you see a small winged creature with a spoon in one hand and a bowl in the other, flying out of the kitchen. It's quite small. You have been told at this point that this creature's name is Bubbles. It is an alchemical homunculus that lives in the castle as well. But it brings you out a small plate that has some breakfast sausage links and a bit of a porridge on it as well. It flaps, and hands it down to you. This creature looks essentially like a flying blobfish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. I think.
And it flaps away.
Right. I'll kind of like pick up the food, like probably have utensils, just like sort of sniffing and like I'm checking it out.
Mhm.
How was, out of curiosity, because like I'll say I wasn't part of the foundry and the cult. Like how what were my amenities like there?
They
Was it
were
like,
very bare bones.
yeah, I'm probably not surprised. I'm like very surprised. Like, oh man, I have something that like doesn't look like uh calorie mate or something.
Yeah. You were essentially eating like a paste. They would send people, cult members, out to rob caravans and take a bunch of food, and it would be processed down into this. Like you've seen the Matrix. It's the sludge from the Matrix, just the nutrient paste kind of stuff. That was, calories. It had vitamins, minerals. It had everything the body needs, but it just tasted like nutrient paste.
Lovely.
So it's nice to have a piece of actual meat and like a solid, well, not solid, but a porridge that has some substance to it.
Mm-hmm. Right, I'll just kind of sniff it and be like, and just slowly like eat it and enjoy myself. I'm like looking at my surroundings. Hi, cat.
Yeah. A few minutes later, Sugar Wanter comes back and she says to you,
"Oh well, I couldn't help but notice that you wear the same metal suit. I took the liberty of making this for you."
And she has in her hands some folded clothes, and she hands them to you. And she says,
"These help you blend in towns. With the people folk. They not give you so many look. I know what it's like to get look from townsfolk. It's not fun. So you can take these. Sugar want to make."
Oh, thank you, Sugar. But I thought we're supposed to. I thought wearing armor was normal. I've seen some people do it wearing armor when we were out.
Yes, but most armor not have lights. Blink, blink.
Oh, okay. So just hit hold on. So just like hit the one button on my armor, and it just like compacts itself into like a belt or something. Like okay.
Like in Iron Man 2 when it goes into the football.
Yeah, I'm thinking because there's sort of like a football case because I'm supposed to be able to don this armor like quickly and easily because it's like
right.
quickly made it.
You
so
have
just hit like a button.
armor.
Yep, and
That's
it's a
right.
heavy armor too, so it probably looks like a little case based on how much there is of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so all of your armor is able to go into this little case, and what do you look like without your armor on? Because you're still mostly machine, are you not?
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think it would look without my clothes on. Well, without my armor, effectively. I don't know. I think I'd probably
Like an Anakin Skywalker type situation.
probably like
Arms,
more
legs.
clockwork than like
Mhm.
like cybernetic than anything else. So I probably have like maybe the torso mostly of like something that like organic, and maybe like more the limbs tend to be more like clockwork machine wise is more like copper tubing and pipes and springs and stuff, when still having that like sort of like not necessarily the circuitry imprint that you generally see tattoos and stuff, but like something a little bit more I guess I said before, steampunky. So probably like designs of pipes and stuff just attached to me.
I like that. Okay, so as your armor just like Iron Man meets a transformer, undoes itself and turns into a little briefcase for you. Sugar Wanter is amazed. She goes,
Oh, I did not know you could do that. And you look like a tick-tock cuckoo clock. You may like the new people who move into town. Two small ones, two halflings. They own a cuckoo clock shop. They could help you get with new gears and things. They are the store called Rosemary and Thyme.
Damn it. How do you spell time?
Like TikTok clock. Time, time. Rosemary and
Okay.
Thyme.
I guess I can. Well, hold on. Let me. I probably open up because I have a what's it called? A hidden compartment. I check to see if my inner clockworks are working. I seem to be fine, but I'll take these clothes. I'll just like put on my clothes like right where I am.
great. So I've dropped those in your inventory. They're called inconspicuous human clothes and inconspicuous fancy human clothes. So you now have 2 pairs of clothes. And if you see hand sewn by Sugar Wanter of the Bold Ones, these garments give a +1 to stealth/disguise checks made to blend in with crowds of ordinary humanoids. So that could help you if you need to sneak around.
Okay. That's good to know if I was worried about that. I was like, oh, Sugar Water.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Hmm.
In terms of my armor, is it too scary?
I not know what it can do, but not knowing is scary. Unknown things. It could be anything.
I mean,
And
so
like she pushes, she like looks at or well, I guess it's down in the thing. She tries to almost go to poke it, but then thinks better of it and pulls back.
I guess with that question is because like obviously I was in a cult that was saying that I was doing one thing but not actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I never thought about this, but I'm pretty sure my armor probably looks more like something that is related to Rovagug than anything, correct?
That was sort of secret hidden knowledge. Only a couple of members knew about the Rovagug stuff. Yours would probably be pretty Cassandra-ish, but with very, as you said, steampunk gnomish influence. Okay. It'd be like, imagine the big thick metal of orc armor, but with all the gears and cogs and pipes and of gnomish tech.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. I'll where does the receptacle for this plate?
Bubbles will take.
And then Bubbles comes flapping in from the kitchen again, picks up your plate and puts it back, and yeah.
All right, well, thank you. I just I don't know. I guess everyone's still asleep, right?
Oh yeah, Dirge and Demirius were the only other early risers. Khan and Zavid, they sleep long. They sleep long, yes. But smell of food will bring them. Yes, it will. It will. More sausages for the fire.
She runs back and puts more sausages down, and that's where I'm gonna go. Let me see here. To Khan, I guess. Yeah. There we go. Let me share this map with you real fast. So down in the depths, underneath of Shadow Valley, there within the alchemical laboratory is Khan and Jimothy. And this is not necessarily at the same time, because we've got kind of a week here. We're going over downtime.
Yeah.
So we're just sort of fading out from Frag, learning about this place that sells gears and things. And we're coming in on Khan and Jimothy. And you'd be in your lab. What are you working on with Jimothy at the moment?
Currently, I think Khan would be putting together the potions she got the ingredients and reagents for last time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the Blight Finger Burn? Mm-hmm. That sounds right. Yes.
Yeah.
Black Finger Blight. There it is. So yeah, give me a crafting check public for that. And actually, Jimothy will assist. That's why Jimothy is here. That's literally the entire point. And you also have your familiar that can assist as well. It can have the aid action if it has helpful hands or whatever.
I can change the ability it has every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And before I had it on like help steal, but since we have so much downtime,
right, it's downtime.
I can change it to helpful hands.
Absolutely, no problem at all. So Jimothy, and you said that's alchemy? that you're doing specifically?
Yes, I'm doing alchemy.
Great. Jimothy specifically has a +2 to all alchemy checks over regular crafting. Okay. That's Jimothy's roll. And then, oh yeah, your familiar gets to attempt it as well. So you do get a +1.
Yay!
Jimothy's been a little distracted. It is a little distracted this morning working on kind of his own potion. So he's not really being that helpful at the moment. You start to get the suspicion that this particular alchemical concoction's a little above Jimothy's head. And I think Jimothy might be realizing that too. So you're both sort of, without saying anything, kind of letting Jimothy sit this one out.
Granted, it is also extremely dangerous.
That too, yeah. This one is dangerous and a little bit above Jimothy's head. So Jimothy's going to kind of keep his distance on this one. But your familiar comes out of your cloak and is giving you little pointers like,
well, first you need to you have to reduce the precursor and then mix it in with the catalyst, but I don't stir it too fast. We have to put it on the stir plate. Yes, yes.
So with that roll, yes, you are more than able to, with the help of your new six-legged rat familiar from the grandmother rat, able to make yourself 5 blight finger or burn finger blight. What the hell is it called again? Blight.
Black finger blight.
Black finger blight. That's it. Okay. Because I remember Fantasy Grounds. I don't have that for some reason. Black finger blight. So what they do is it's poison that does 1d6 or 6d6 poison for the first stage, 8d6 for the second stage, and 10d6 and confused in the third stage, which is gnarly. But you now have 5 of them. At some point, I'll program in that for you as on your character sheet.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
But yes, now that it seems we should be working together, what do you think? Which name shall I respond to?
I think Khan looks over the laboratory equipment in a panic, like, what do I see? What do I see? She looks at a little pipette she has in her hand, for dripping a bit of the poison into a bottle. Would you hate it terribly if I called you pipette?
This is acceptable.
And it starts cradling, doing this with its fingertips, but all of them, like 2 sets of them, like this.
This is acceptable. Pipette. Yes, we love this.
Pinky and the brain. Pinky and the brain.
Oh my god.
I would like for you to give me a perception check, please.
Ooh. In the tower?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Thank you for saying in the tower, yes. Okay. As you're talking with your familiar and all of this, from behind you, you hear a voice that says, "What is this? A rogue caught off her guard. Hello, Mishka." You see Nuala standing behind you. Whoop, wrong color. Green. There we go. She snuck up on you by 3.
You got me at the bad time,
I could see that you were distracted. It is, once you are in your work mode, it is not so difficult, Mishka.
And she picks you up and gives you a giant hug. The 6-foot-tall blonde elf holding up the brown-furred Isoki is an adorable sight. She plants a big kiss and says, "Welcome home, Mishka."
Oh, it's so good to see you.
Where have you been? There is much that has happened.
We've been all over. Well, where haven't we been? We were at Puma. We went to Corvosa. Weigelstein.
You went all the way north
Moncton,
to
too.
Everenstein. That is quite a travel. You have only been gone like 2 weeks. This is incredible.
Magic and teleportation. This out. We didn't walk all that way.
Oh, one does not simply walk into Belkzen.
Damn it, Lumpy, damn it!
You set me up, and I can.
I aided and abetted you.
Yeah. But she eventually sets you down. Says, much has happened here, as I'm sure you can tell by looking at all of the kobolds. Their worship of the Serenraid is the Dawn Dragon. Is this compelling, no?
It's definitely a big change.
Yeah, and
surprising.
You look over at Jimothy, and again, Jimothy looks green, all of the scales from all of these weird mushrooms that he's been eating, and the blessings of the Dawn Dragon. And she says, but I must admit, Mishka, they have taken very good care of Chateau Valley in your absence. They've put up good defenses. I test them out occasionally to try and make sure they are good when I go out on my forest ranging, but I think they have done well here.
They have. I mean, they passed my security inspection check.
Oh, yes, I saw that. I saw that from the hills. Now this is interesting. What is this you're working on?
And she's pointing at the brain cylinder plans that you were looking at there. That are just out on the table, open.
Yeah. It's a and Con is unsure of how much she wants to admit to working on this, spooky brain case.
Where's Zavi? Can Zavi come in on this?
Yeah, sure.
Today could be like the designated working on the brain case day.
That could easily have been it. There you go.
And yeah, he comes up and goes, "It's a brain case."
Like Kramer.
Yeah, his hair's all messy. He just woke up.
A brain case? What do you mean, Zavid?
I run up to Con Jerry. You see,
they have your brain.
Where's the brain?
This ritual is a brain drain. It's a drain of the brain.
God, all right.
I'm done.
Reel it in. We only have an hour and a half-ish.
Noala, we are going to be taking a brain out of the head. And in doing so, the brain will be alive once again. The soul of the person will be able to return to the brain and answer questions, or not. But in order for that to be facilitated, we need a proper brain case. Or cylinder. Excuse me.
That is quite a thing. I had no idea such technologies existed, that the brain can live outside of the body.
They don't exist yet until I get my hands on it.
Of course, Mishka, you're the smartest in all of Galarian.
And she kisses the top of your head.
Thank you, Noala. Thank you, sweetheart.
Oh, yes, of course.
So if you're starting actually building that, I want some aid checks.
Yes. So this is we are just the level to be able to build it because it's a 6th level item. Mm-hmm. And it's rare, but it requires necromancy magic. So that's where I can come in and help.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Were
Jimothy has crafting and such.
Were we getting help from our new android friend?
Yeah, you can have them help.
I think so. Yeah. Okay. Can I send Jimothy to go fetch Frag for us?
Absolutely.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Runs off. Jimothy runs off, and a few minutes later, Frag, if you're there, Jimothy runs up to you as you're finishing breakfast, and kind of.
Zavid and Khan want to see you down in the lab. Yes, please come.
And sort of kind of pushes you and facilitates you, and I've dropped you onto the map there.
Okay. I just kind of look at the hall and say, "Hello? Hello?"
Oh yeah, over here.
Straight down.
I point immediately. There he is. Get him! Just to see what will happen.
Put on my armor back on again.
Just fucking with you. Listen, we need your help. We're building something that requires a bit of crafting expertise. We are capable ourselves, but another pair of eyes and hands would be very helpful here.
Okay, what are we
just-
building?
Have you
Hey, hold
ever
on.
taken a brain out of a head before? Is that something that you have experience with?
I look at you and go, are we bad guys again? Because the last time
No. But have you ever stored a brain inside of a cylinder to where life could be sustained for the brain and the brain could talk through like a little talk box on the cylinder?
No, I can try.
I like pat you on the shoulder. Well, you're gonna get some on-the-job learning here.
Oh, good.
And then I show the schematics, and then I looked at Khan and be like, "These are Khan's blueprints for how it could work. It requires necromancy magic. Of that I can help, but you have been using those negatronic capacitors. That could be very useful technology in aiding in this. Perhaps you two can talk about some design stuff."
And like sleepily, like Reese just like stumbles his way down. And it's just like, today's brain day. I don't have one right now, but I could help a little, I guess. Because
I
Reese
dropped you
still
on the map.
has cool. Reese still has his crafting in training
That's
right
right.
now. So
Yep,
figure.
as long as you're trained, you can help in the ritual.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
where
know,
are
the Molly Melio.
Noala, do you want to help us take a brain out of the skull of a war criminal and put it into a case?
I mean, what
Okay.
else would I want to do?
Doesn't
on
seem like a great idea.
day?
Punishing a war criminal is definitely right up my alley. I think I know enough about the butcher wild things and the taking apart of creatures to be able to help you in this.
Is
yes.
Savita on the map?
You went right onto my square.
Ooh.
Yes.
Pardon.
You climbed up onto my shoulders, like your like your fucking feet are up here. Like, what are you doing?
Got a 6 foot tall freaking elf on your shoulders. I don't know how tall Savita is, so that's just very.
He's like average height, like 5'10" or something. He's not super.
Okay,
That's
so
super
it
tall.
just looks silly.
He's also got bad posture, so he probably looks a little shorter than he actually is.
Hmm.
Perfect.
All right, so the first thing would be to build the cylinder before removing the brain.
Yes.
So, lab assistant. No, what was the one that you gave your rat, your familiar, Con?
It was
The
helpful
ability?
hands, right?
Helpful hands.
Oh, I'm just going off of what you had said.
Hands, manual dexterity, or yeah. So yeah, hands. That's fine. Sure.
Yeah.
So it is definitely able to help you. So for crafting, who is going to aid Con in the craft? I think Jimothy
Me.
and the familiar
help.
are both going.
I can
to.
help as well.
Okay, so everyone, give me a public crafting check.
The power of
You're just looking
friendship.
for, except for Con. You not
You
you.
can
yet.
balance me.
Where the hell's my
Okay.
crafting this thing? Oh, there we
Under
go.
the skills tab. Yep. Okay, so Zavid,
Ooh,
two of those are
nice.
crits, and Zavid just passes. Noala's not going to help with this one. Jimothy is, again, this is above Jimothy's head. Jimothy can't really understand this one. So Jimothy's, again, just kind of being a gopher, getting stuff.
Yeah,
before you go back and
fetching
forth.
wrenches
Fetching,
and bolts and
yeah.
whatever else.
Jimothy even recognizes.
This is I'm better off just fetching stuff.
We need a
and-
spanner, a Phillips screwdriver, and a ratchet.
And I need a triple grande latte with oat milk, please. I can't do regular milk. It gives me gas.
So, Khan, you get a +5, and Zavid, you could also give her guidance for 6.
I'll do that.
Okay. So, Khan, give yourself a 6 in your modifier, and give me a public crafting check. DC's relatively high.
If
but
this
we'll
thing
see what
hits
happens.
50, I'm gonna scream.
That would be
Big money, no
amazing.
whammies.
Come on, +6. 38. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Do we want to hire? Public question. Do we want to make this higher?
I think we
'Cause
probably
everyone
do
has a
wanna
hero
make
Yes,
it
point.
make it
higher.
higher.
I'm gonna give my hero point to Khan
Okay.
here to reroll that.
Okay.
Thank you. +6. Public crafting check.
Nat 20. Get us 50. Get us 50.
Ah.
Okay.
Oh, only
All
one
right.
more.
It's better than
Can we-
before.
I'll
Does
use a
anyone
hero
wanna-
point. This is
Yeah,
important.
let's
This
get
is
it
an
over
important one.
40. Yeah. At the very least. Nice.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh my
So
god.
I guess 39 is just gonna be our
Oh,
highest.
Yeah, I
Con-
think
No,
so.
no, no, Con, have my hero point. Have my
we
hero point.
probably have to do more of this after.
This is we're all
Look.
working together on this.
Yeah, you're
so
all working
it's-
together.
We're all
We
working
forget
together.
to use our hero points half the time.
And-
Let's just do it for brain drain.
All right.
True.
I
you
won't. I won't look a gift Reese in the mouth.
And remember your +6.
Oh, it's almost a
But
20.
now-
Almost.
Oh,
But 44 is good. I like that.
do you
The
do you
DC
have
was
the
40.
+6 on there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
well,
DC was 40.
Okay.
So it was good you burned all those hero points because that was the DC was 40. So you do hit it. You
Oh.
managed to make it. So how would Khan create this thing with the help? Like how do all of you help? Let's go with Zavid. How do you help with this?
I'm channeling essentially I'm following Frag's sort of like instructions on negatronic capacitors. So like he's probably telling me all like the technical jargon, but basically what I'm doing is I'm using my negative energy to charge certain things as this thing is getting put together. So there's like a power source in the brain cylinder that's always fueling it with necromantic energy.
Absolutely. And Frag, how are you assisting in this? Just giving the plans? Are you the technical the brain dude? How are you helping?
I think I'm probably helping build the what's it called? The enclosure, the cylinder thing, and make sure everything. And I probably just take the two some of the like jumper cables and attach them to myself, and I put it towards it because I'm powered by this thing.
Awesome.
can-
So,
Every so often you just see, like I'm just twisting a knob and you see like whirring sounds from my battery trying to jumpstart this thing.
Reese
I
is
imagine.
gonna
Go ahead. Yep.
Reese is gonna do some etching on the outside of the container. There's gonna be some questionable looking flowers, and some hearts, like decorum on the top, kind of like they all look very floral, but also very questionable. And Reese is giggling as he's doing it.
Hey, needs some aesthetics in addition to the function, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and then Khan, since you're the main person building it, how do you take all of this help together and make it work?
I'm trying to get the I guess the wiring put together, for lack of a better term. How the energy from the negatronic capacitors or the other power sources are going to keep this brain alive. So figuring how to transfer that energy into the wanted effect.
Sure, the bridge between the technological and the biological.
Yes.
That's the thing that everyone else is missing. Like Frag knows the biological, or the technological. Zavid knows the magical.
I also have medicine too, so I'll
That too,
be
yeah.
probably helping with that a little bit.
So yes, you're able to get this done. And eventually, I'm going to drop it in your inventory here, Khan. You do manage to get a brain cylinder, and that's now in your inventory. And
It's alive. It's
empty.
It's empty. It's empty.
We made it.
This is quite an incredible thing that you have all created. So the next step is to fill it, yes?
Yes, I imagine like one of the other kobolds might come down with like snacks or something, be like, "Is this all really necessary?" We're like, "Shut up! Yes, it is." Okay, sorry.
Here's your yellow M&Ms.
Are we putting our brains in it?
No.
No.
Like the first person that asks, like, is this necessary to do? Is just some other like little kobold. We all shout them down, like, "Get out of here! You don't understand."
And then the other one just goes, "It's brain food," as the snacks are coming in.
Ooh.
But
Do they
yeah,
have
with
the little flakes from Futurama to put into the vial.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So you have your brain case, I gave it in Khan's inventory, but I guess the next step is to fill it.
Yeah, we'll take a little break in game of like having lunch.
Great.
You know, loosen it up, maybe talking about the process. I'll actually talk about the ritual. I say this is literally a magical ritual to transfer the brain of a creature from one body to another body, in this case a cylinder, without it deteriorating past the point that we could actually use. Is a very delicate operation, but can be done. I've done some research. I've been looking into some of the notes, and I present some of the notes from the cult that I got, like the medicinal, like biological, like component stuff. And combining that with what I already know about necromancy, I've sort of figured out the way that this could work. I will be focusing on the transfer, but I will need people who know how anything about medicine to be helping me. Essentially, transferring an entire nervous system is not as easy as it sounds.
And that does not sound easy at all. No.
Is anyone trained in medicine?
Noala is.
No.
I am.
Nope.
Reese, when can you be trained in medicine?
Lumpy, how many things can I switch out for my training again?
It's just one.
Just one?
Yeah.
The next day.
Yeah.
We're
on downtime. We can easily just.
We'll just go the next day and just make sure we have everything. Yeah,
that's not a problem.
We don't need to
We're on
rush this.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Actually, I'm trained in medicine. I could probably combine a couple nerves.
In that case, let's just wait till the next day. Like, we have a talk about doing it today, and then we're like, you know what? We just got here. What's the rush? Let's relax for the rest of the day. We already worked for fucking 6 hours on this, 8 hours maybe. Let's relax for today. We can start again tomorrow.
Probably need to be in peak condition, peak focus.
My hands hurt from carving, so it's fine.
Yeah.
My brain hurts from listening to the four of you talk. Come on, Mishka. I'll make you some borscht.
And she kind of twiddles your hair and starts walking out.
Okay.
I imagine Khan almost like floating through the air, like
Khan's
behind her with little.
girlfriend?
Oh yeah. That's from a while ago. Okay, so flashback. In this same room is where they had their first kiss. Well, this same map. If you look over in the mushroom room, that section, there was a big boss battle, and that was like the third time Khan had gotten fully sprayed with blood, and Nuala had gotten sprayed with blood. Khan was hurled into that rushing river. Nuala saved her. Nuala was thrown in the river. Khan saved her. And then after, I think Khan got the killing blow, it just stopped. Combat stopped, and then they just kissed. It was amazing.
I love that.
They've been together since like 4th level.
So romantic. Gosh.
But yes, Noala kind of disappears from the lab. So yeah, we can sort of to the next day.
I think I'd be up early for this, and I'd be filling the cylinder with the preservative fluids that it needs, like a fresh batch of it. It says it costs 100 gold pieces to make this fluid, and I'm like, money ain't no thing. Let's do it.
Yeah. Money is no thing for any of you. You have like 4 kingdoms at your back, and you literally have the bank of the god of commerce in your pocket, essentially. So money is no issue. You're able to acquire all of the ingredients you needed. You special ordered them weeks ago in preparation for this, before even telling anyone about it. So let's get this started, I guess.
Let's get it started.
Oh, I have a cool little ability called Resourceful Ritualist. What this says is you can cast difficult rituals that might otherwise be just beyond your skill. You can attempt checks to cast a ritual that requires expert proficiency if you're only trained, master if you're only expert, and legendary if you're only a master. The reason why this is important is because I need expert occultism, and I'm only trained in occultism, but now I don't need to be an expert, so I can attempt this.
That's very handy.
But the secondary checks have to be medicine. So, it's an hour-long cast. How do we do this, Lumbee? How does this work?
All right. Well, so excuse me. you pick your secondary casters. How many does it say on the spell that you require? Because you're the primary, and then you get to choose.
It does
your
not.
secondaries.
It doesn't say that there's a limit that you need at least one, but like there's no limit to how many you can have.
Oh, okay. So let's say 3. You can pick 3. Oh no, I guess 4 is fine. So Noala could help. Yeah, five people for a ritual. That would make sense.
Everyone's holding one part of the brain. Oh, it's just moving.
So yeah, what we need to do is first we get the secondary skill checks. You said it's all medicine?
Correct. They're all
Okay.
medicine skill checks.
All right. So the first thing I would think is pulling out the brain jar. Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
I imagine this table is set up, and then pull out the head.
I don't
and
think
this,
Frag knows what this is, or who this is.
No, I don't.
David has he's got a doctor's mask on and with like the surgeon's cap, and his hands are like this. He's got gloves. He goes, so this is the head of Elkanah, the White Mother, who is a bitch. She's also very smart and knows a lot about not just necromancy, which is useful for me, but her end of the conjunction. She was partially involved in that whole thing. Very, very distantly. She had kidnapped one of Danny's siblings, the tiefling, and tortured him. So, not only is this sort of a just desserts situation, but it's also if we can use her knowledge to our benefit, that could help us out. So let's get to work, shall we?
All right. So everyone is going to need to. These secondaries are going to need to roll their checks first. So everyone, I assume Zavid, you're giving guidance to everyone.
Yeah, I'll give guidance to everyone.
So everyone take a +1 in your modifier on the bottom left of your screen and give a public medicine check. Just grab it and drop it in the chat. Okay, all of those are so far successes and 1 crit. So Noala, Khan, and Reese, they all help. They're kind of the least knowledgeable in medicine of the group. Noala is, she's helping with suturing and removing the blood. That is going to be Noala's main job. But Khan, how do you assist in the medical side of removing this brain from a head?
Good question.
I have an idea that Reese can help Khan
Sure.
steady hands.
Oh.
Khan knows a lot about knife work. He could probably be the one to remove the scalp,
Mhm.
the horns, that kind of thing. Khan does the soft tissue work of the outside, taking that off. So, Frag, how do you assist with your critical success there?
I have a general question. Like, when we attach this head, are we worried about it talking to other people?
No, it's built in. It will talk, but it can't do anything. It loses all of its abilities in life other than communication.
I would suggest a
She'll
volume
be
control for the
powerless.
voice.
Yes.
But I guess, excuse me. I guess I would just try to make sure all the nerve endings are correct. We're attaching to the what's it called? The voice nerves to the voice box and all.
Yes. In fact, here, why don't you use these tools, and I provide my Serenite healer's tools. It gives a +1 on medicine checks. So.
Okay. So that would be a 36, but so it doesn't change anything. But
just for flavor.
Sure, I love that. So that's 2 from Frag, 1 from Reese, 1 from Khan, 1 from Noala. That's 5. So with a guidance, that would be a +6 for you, Shane, on your occultism check. Was that it?
I think so. All right, now. One more question before I roll this. Hero points. Do they reset every day, or are they just done?
You get 1 free one every day, and then there are other ones that I give out randomly that roll over. So all of you have just now used your today hero points. Those of you who just used one, you've only used your 1 weekly one. Any that are left, you still have.
Okay, so I think Frag is the only one that has hero points left.
I can give you one if you really need it to. So.
If I really need it.
I think other people have some.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I might be fresh out.
Cat.
I'm out.
Maybe. Okay, yeah, it must be.
All right, I'm gonna need a
I'm
hero
giving you
point.
that.
Oh.
I'm giving you that.
Yep.
Yup.
Thank you.
That's why it's the only one I had, I guess. So here, go for it. Make it count.
Whew. That, yeah, it
Better
was
than
enough.
a one.
Yeah, it's better than the one.
Okay.
Goddamn.
All right.
30 was the DC. Yikes. So you were able, with everyone's help, and Frag is, let's see, flavor-wise, I'm going to say you were almost about to cut Zavid. You were about to cut the brainstem, and Frag stopped you at the last second. Like, what are you doing? But you managed to get it fully separated from the crane. The skull pops right out. And slowly place it into the fluid. And let's see, where did it go? Oh, I put way too many things. There we go. So you put it into the fluid and it starts to float there. You reach in, you connect the nerves to the correct spots. And eventually you put the lid on. You put a little bit of the negative energy, because you know she was undead. So you were aware that negative energy will heal her. So Zavid, you pump in a little bit of harm into this thing, and eventually you hear, coming from the tinny speakers, "Where am I?"
Well, the mighty Ilkana Alinor. How are you? How do you feel? And I pull out some notes. What is going through your mind right now?
This town. Where am I?
Oh, you are safe. Don't worry. No harm will come to you. What do you feel? Do you feel sensations? Do you see anything?
No. Only here.
Do you feel pain?
No pain. No pleasure.
I mute or whatever, and I'm just like, I wouldn't have felt bad for her if there was pain, but I mean, we're good at what we do. What can I say?
I like that there's a mute button.
Yeah. I say, Ilkana Alinor, because of the crimes that you've committed throughout your life, you've been denied a peaceful rest. Instead, you will have to atone for what you did by helping those that you sought to destroy while alive. Me. That's right.
Necromancer of Cabreri. What have you done to me?
Nothing you wouldn't have done to any of us if you thought we had something you wanted.
You nearly see the brain vibrate in its case. And Zavid, I'm going to drop into the chat the NPC stats for Ilkana's brain.
Also, I know I was like half joking about things looking questionable, but damn, Lumbly, why did I have to read your mind?
I know, right? I didn't even share that with you. When you were describing it, I was like, sweet. Doing me a favor. And there's the alley-oop with the art.
It looks like something out of H.R. Geiger.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's actually inspired by, I think it's Amigos, right? It's like an old Lovecraft thing where they take
Amigos,
people's
okay.
brains and put them in cases. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I know
Makes
exactly what that
sense.
is.
And it's great that the extract brain ritual is a 4th level ritual and not a 6th level, because the DC would have been higher for us if it were 6th.
Yes,
So
if it was
I'm very
6, you would have failed. Or
yeah,
needed
I'm
more
glad
hero
that's
points.
easier to actually take the brain out than it is to just make the case.
Yeah, the case was the hard part. That was the DC 40. You needed that. It was good you
Reese.
wasted the hero points where you did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Reese was like, no man, still isn't looking good. Try again.
Well, thank you for that.
It's not phallic enough.
Jeez.
I say, everyone, I want to thank you for your cooperation on this. My next goal, just for transparency's sake, is to build a, and I'm mute, to build a golem to house the brain in. Right now, Ilkana will not be very cooperative with us. We could use Zone of Truth and other things, but...
I mean, we have one built in this tower, don't we?
In the tower in Druma.
Oh, in Druma, right.
Yes, I could probably cast it. I just... if we had a permanent solution and its loyalty was guaranteed, then we would never have to worry about it. So that would be my next project, is to build the body of a golem, and then after animating it, put the brain inside. However, here's the thing. I've done some research on golem work, and the easiest one to make is called a carry-on golem, which is disgusting. You're just taking a bunch of dead things, it doesn't matter what they are, and you're just stitching them together into some body. Easy to do, gross in execution. There's something a little bit more elegant called a flesh golem, where it's all of the same species, and they can be like an actual, it can look like a person. The problem is, I would need access to fresh corpses, and I am trying to be somewhat ethical here and not to just kill people for this. So I would need to ask people before they die, knowing that they were going to die, that they could donate their body to something like this.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are you sure you're not a bad guy? I just left one group for another.
Look, I am doing this in service of Golarion and trying to save the world from the rough beast of Rovagug, so I think I'm a little better. Do I think I'm good? Not really. I'm not trying to call myself a hero. But I do think I'm better than she was, pointing at the brain, or fucking half the enemies that we're fighting that want to just destroy everything. So
just
if we're
because
talking,
you're a bad guy doesn't mean you're a bad guy.
I guess
you said the same thing twice, and yet I understood you.
Pipette comes out of Khan's hood and goes,
Thus, not a bad guy at all. Quite a good idea. Loving your ideas, Zavid. So smart.
and comes back and curls back up behind your neck, Khan.
I don't know how I feel about that, but
I think you might have a girlfriend.
What?
What? I think she's hitting on you.
Are you talking about the little rat?
What?
Maybe, I don't know. That looks like a rat flirtation to me.
I think I know what rat flirtation looks like. Please.
I'm gonna say this. I don't date animals. I don't date animals. I kill them and eat them. I'm sorry if there was any confusion about how twisted I am.
It's okay.
And the only animals I don't eat are ones that are pets of my friends. So Ares is safe. What was the tiger's name? Or the leopard's name?
Arwen.
Arwen is safe, and now Pipette is safe.
Okay.
And Wisp crawls out of your cloak and says,
Safe too.
Wisp, you're my pet. Of course, that went without saying. Yeah. You're safe.
Yeah, safe.
Crawls back in your cloak.
Also, and I'll be honest, Wisp, spider meat is not that great, so you're safe in more ways than one. No one's gonna want to eat you. They're too afraid. Yeah, they're too afraid of you to want to eat you.
Anyhow,
I would take the brain. I'm gonna take it up to my room, and I'm just gonna put it on my desk like a little like a paperweight. Because this looks big, but a brain is actually only about this big. So the case itself is about this big. Like you could just it's like the size of a football, literally, and just kind of like, all right, I'm taking this brain upstairs.
I looked at the rest of you. It's like, is this normal?
For Savid, yes.
Oh, I owe you all a drink at the tavern next we're out there. Thank you for the help, everyone.
He's done worse. Khan has told me some of the things that he's done before this, and boy, he is a nasty one. But he's a good guy.
I mean, it's mostly, reanimating dead animals. There were the squirrels. There's Hot.
Again, ask this question again.
Yes.
Are you sure he's not the bad guy?
No,
no. I'm pretty sure that Hovogag is the worst guy here.
Yeah, honestly.
I called out from upstairs. I never said I was a good guy.
As you're kind of having this conversation, you hear running into the room, and you see Brick, the copper kobold, running, kind of wide-eyed, saying,
There's something strange in the forest. Lightning on the ground, but not zappy lightning, like bricks. Blessing from the Dawnflower. It pushy lightning. I don't know how to explain. Come see, please. Come see.
Yeah,
Alright.
let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah.
he just tears off down.
Skitters.
I think this is probably a good place to take a quick intermission. Yeah, everyone okay with
Good
that?
for me. Yeah.
Take a quick
Go with
10?
that.
Sounds
Alright,
good.
Wonderful. So let's jump into the intermission. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Hope you will stick with us, and we'll see what's going on with this pushy lightning.
Ooh.
You good?
Good to go.
Cool. All right, so let
All
us
right, we are
do the
in.
countdown.
Sorry.
And
you
hey,
said
we're
good to
back.
go.
Yeah, that's fine. Close enough. We're back. Welcome, everybody. When last we left off, the Lux Et Umbra had just finished removing the brain of Ilkana Alinor, the White Mother of Iskar, and putting it into a brain cylinder for future use. She was not very pleased with this next phase in her unlife. But as that happened, Brick, the kobold of the Bold Ones, came rushing in, complaining about, looking rather frazzled, saying that something in the forest seemed quite wrong, that there was big, pushy lightning. And he beckoned you to follow him. So as he's running out of Shadow Valley, he's really quite quick. He trained with Dirge and he runs through the forest a lot, so he's very difficult to keep up with. But he says,
Yes, come. Don't know how to explain, but it's not right.
So as you're running through the forest, he eventually gets to kind of the top of a hilly area. Let me share this with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a large, hilly, forested area, and before you, you do see a large... There's a circle of what appears to be electricity on the ground with two spikes of it also radiating out on either side from it. And it doesn't look like regular lightning. It almost looks like... Okay, you know those little spheres that have the plasma stuff inside, and when you touch them, the little lightning
Tesla
things touch your
coils?
fingers? Yeah, not the Tesla coils, but they're like clear balls. They keep sound like
Oh, yeah,
Spencer's.
Yeah.
It looks like that, but without the glass. Like it's still reaching out and stopping at a certain point as though like a glass were there, like those touchy balls, but it doesn't appear that there's anything solid there. But this is what you see in front of you, and Brick says,
Yeah, yes, look. Not normal for forest.
Huh.
Definitely not normal. I'm going to take a closer look.
I want to do a nature check.
sure.
Can
go
I
ahead and toss it."
can I do a perception check to see if this is an illusion?
Absolutely. Do perception
Tower?
and nature in the tower. Yes, please. Now, Reese, you've never seen anything quite like this before. It's clearly not natural. This is probably not supposed to be here.
Can I attempt would occultism make sense for this or no?
Arcana would probably be better.
Oh, okay.
Zavid, you can tell this is not an illusion. Something's clearly there. You're just not sure. With that specific roll, you don't know what it is from that.
Yeah, I'll roll Arcana also.
Yeah,
Okay.
Before Reese goes and shoots an arrow into it and see what happens.
Arcana 30. Okay, Con. With that, you realize that this is an arcane ley line rift. Some bit of the weave has torn in and is spilling out into the material plane here.
And that's probably bad, right?
Ley lines
Yeah.
control things.
Ley
Like
lines are kind of like
magnets.
the pipe work of magic. It flows through them like electric wires.
Mhm.
But there's sort of the plane of magic where it's just pure magical mana all around, but occasionally tears can happen between those two planes and it can start sort of spilling out, and that's what's happening here.
Does Con relay that to us?
Yeah, she does.
Okay. Huh.
So this is dangerous, probably. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to put it back.
I don't think I know this either. This is outside of my expertise.
What kind of energy is it?
It's pure undistilled magic.
With that roll, you can probably be fairly certain that it's force. It's magical force.
If this is just like kind of just I don't know, emanating from somewhere, is there a way to ground it?
Give me a crafting check in the tower. That's a very interesting question I had not thought of.
Can I also do underground network? Use my underground network and try to see if anybody in the streets knows what the hell has been going on since I've been here for more than a day for downtime.
You would know that no one in this town would have any idea what this stuff's about.
Already know. All right.
Yeah, you would. No one in this town. This is a very sleepy little hamlet of Etrin's Folly. I actually want Zavid to give me a religion check in the tower, please.
Ooh.
Yeah, Frag, you don't think that this would work like regular electricity. You don't think you'd be able to ground it like if it were. And as you're all kind of having this conversation, Zavid, it strikes you like magic. You realize that this has got to do with the alignment of that planet, Aposte, Aposte, the one that deals with arcane magics. Because let's see, where is the exact? Because you are the one who keeps all of this information, Savita's. So let's see. Aposte, found it.
I have a little notebook that just says "end of the world" and like really bad writing, and I'm like, let's see.
Yeah. Ley line's course with power is one of the specific lines within the description of what happens with Aposte's conjunction. So you rolled a nat 20 on your religion check again.
Damn, Zavid.
And so it strikes you. It strikes you like lightning that this has to be because of that.
It's more conjunction bullshit. The ley lines are flaring up. We still need to like not leave this open. I just don't know how to close something like this.
Between your nat 20 religion and the fact that you have your ritualist bullshit, you do realize that this can be disabled through it's essentially a trap, and you can disable traps with different skill checks. So this one requires an Arcana check, but it requires someone to be expert or greater in it. However, you have that bullshit feat that I didn't realize you had until you mentioned it 20 minutes ago. So, all
right, let's fucking do this.
Only Zavid is capable of undoing this with Arcana.
All right, good luck. Good luck.
Don't die.
So
fuck all of you.
So Zavid, I need you to give me an Arcana check.
Could we assist at all, or is that just Zavid?
No, I think this is just. I guess one person could aid, just like one person could aid Khan when you disable a manual trap.
All right. I have a pretty good Arcana, so I could assist.
So Khan, roll an Arcana public.
I guess I just get my medicine like a medicine check ready.
So Zavid, you could take a +2 from Khan assisting you with this because
I'm gonna do guidance on myself and get +3.
Khan, your familiar is whispering aid into your ear, and it kind of ratatouilleing, like having you just repeat it. So yeah, you get a +2 there, you said. So go ahead and give me a Arcana there, public.
I'll do guidance on myself, make that a +3.
Make it a 3, sure.
Do I have access to one more hero point, or is that it?
It's not a failure.
Okay, all
right.
right.
That right now, it's not a failure. You don't need a hero point it. It's not a critical success though, so it doesn't immediately just. You got 1 success on it. So give me another at a +3.
Yay!
Right, that one is also not a critical, but still a success. That's the second one. And then, so describe to me what you're doing at this point. So you've gotten 2 out of 3 successes.
Sorry, I'm crunching on almonds here. I send out beams of just magical energy, not necessarily aligned to anything. Just try to extend my power to the edges of these like You know how like this thing is, it's got like a center and it's branching out like lightning bolts. I'm trying to grab the ends and like wrangle them back into the center. So I'm like slowly trying to force everything to condense back to that one point.
The power of the plane of magic in the palm of your hands.
Yeah, I'm like doing this and I'm like trying to, it's like when you have two magnets that are opposed to each other and you're trying to get them to not like do that. It's like a very careful like task, and I know that if I fuck up, it's gonna send me flying backwards, probably 60 feet into a tree or something. So I'm trying my best here.
One more at a +3.
Arcana, there it is. Come on. Yes.
Woo! Okay, there you go. That one was actually a critical success. So, I want you to describe how you finish up your ritual here, or whatever, however it is you're doing this, whatever you want to describe it as.
I'm grumbling to myself like, I just put a brain in a case and I gotta do this shit now. And as it's like going, and it's getting to that point, I realize in order to close it, I have to crush that point to like nothing. Essentially, by crushing it, I'm pushing it back into the weave. But it's harder, even more so, to condense a ley lines rupture than it is to just kind of clean up and get the stuff coming out back to the center. So I'm like straining myself. I think I'm gonna make a separate check here that has the. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna do an athletics check. I just want to see if I shit myself. All right. There might be a shark. As I'm like trying to.
I don't think you're supposed to eat it.
Get this thing to like condense, and then finally with the crit, just poof, there's like a little shockwave. Nothing like that's gonna blow over any trees, but sort of like you all feel like a. Poof, as like the thing is pushed back to whence it came, and there's like just nothing, just like a little fizzle of crackling energy, and I'm just like, I need to go change.
And it does so. You have managed to take this rupture, this tear between the plane of magic and the material plane, and you've managed to almost stitch it back up with your shadowy magics and send it back whence it came.
I'm waddling like a toddler.
Good job.
I think.
Good job, yeah.
You survived.
That's the important part.
Don't look at me, please. Then I just keep walking.
Somebody had prestidigitation.
All right, so
that amazing! How you do that? I just don't even understand what you do. I tried to touch earlier.
I grab Brick and I say, I don't know. All right, and I never want to do that again, especially not in front of an audience. So I don't want to hear anything about it for the rest of the day. Okay? I let go of him.
Yeah.
Shit happens, Savit.
Yeah, he's like embarrassed. He's just like, I was done today, and then I had to do this, and I sharded in front of everybody.
Does anyone have prestidigitation?
I don't. I already asked that.
As a cleric, I don't have access, so I'm like, I gotta do this the old-fashioned way: take a shower and change my clothes.
Jump in a nearby river.
I'm like grumbling, like one of you better get expertise in Arcana for next time, so I can get a little help with this.
So what do you next?
Yes, do you head back to Shadow Valley?
Yeah.
Savit needs it.
This is how I do my heroism. I don't try to take the glory. I'm like, I'll be a hero, but I want to be embarrassed when it happens. I want it to
I
not
like
be
that.
glorious. I want it to be kind of, thanks for saving us, I guess.
I guess. Oh, God.
Look, the job is done.
Yeah, it's done. What do you want from us? It's done.
That's
I am...
this party anyway. I don't think any of us are good at all with our alignments.
The four of you know the closest to good is probably Frag at true neutral.
There's a reason to keep asking that question.
Yeah.
Right, you're just genuinely curious, like, are we not bad? I'm a little unclear on that. And I'm just like, what, you goody two-shoes, huh?
I'm legitimately like, I literally just left the cold. Then I just found out. Now I'm coming to this. Oh, what are we doing today? Putting a brain in a jar. It's like, did I just go from the same thing with just a different name?
No, because I'm not. First of all, I'm not trying to brain. I'm like still got shirt in my pants. I'm not trying to brain control you. And I don't want you worshiping me. I'm just doing my own thing here, and I just want to help from some friends. That's it.
Well, that's the honesty is appreciated. My sense of smell hasn't gone away. Please go take a shower.
Fine. Oh no!
I
What
can't
the
turn
fuck?
that one off.
As you are getting back to Shadow Valley, you hear quite a commotion coming from the other side of the fence.
No.
Kesman for the emotional damage from sharding. Oh my god, Keck.
Oh, what happened?
And Brick rushes over and quickly undoes the device on the front of the gate and pushes it open. And in front of you, you can see some of them slashing at the plants. Two of them attacking Fork are giant elemental creatures that appear to be made of the same wispy magics that you just got rid of. I would like everyone to roll initiative, please.
I've got Lumpy. I've got shard in my pants. You let me roleplay that, and you knew this was happening.
Uh-huh.
Are we doing a perception?
Yeah, perception, please, because you wouldn't have.
Oh, I got really good initiative. I'm glad.
Does that mean Zavid has a aura of fear? Everyone's just running away.
No, it's an aura of stench.
Yeah, it's a stench aura. It takes a fortitude save. But that means it is. First up is this thing, actually. So as the door gets pushed open by Brick, you can see this mana creature back from where it is. It begins to cast a spell, and it is going to cast. You see, let's see, yeah, it's gonna come up next to Brick and cast Shocking Grasp on him. Wow, critical miss. Good for Brick. Okay, that's its whole turn. Or Fork, I mean. Good for Fork. Fork, however, he's getting surrounded by this thing. But that's kind of what Fork do. He is sort of the hero of the bunch. So he is going to, first off, raise he has two cast iron skillets on his arms. One he uses as a shield, one he uses to punch. He raises one high, and he casts Magic Weapon on himself. And then with his next ability, he's going to punch the one that just tried to hit him. Shazam. And
oh shoot, there's a lot of them. Okay.
There's 4 of them. Then another one comes up. It is going to cast a spell. Let's see. Kinetic Ram. So it's going to raise its hands and shove at Fork and attempt make him make a save. What is it? Fortitude. Not a very high DC. Oh, but he fails. So Fork gets pushed back 20 feet, 10, 15, 20, and takes 1d6 damage as he's smashed against the fence, the gate. Zavid, now you're up. You see all of this happen in just a moment.
I have written on my sheet, I have like a level 5 version of Anime Dead that says restricted. Why does it say that?
I have no idea.
Do you know why that says that?
No, let me see. On where? Summonable undead? No, I don't. Where are you looking at?
Sorry, it's on my my little sheet on my computer. I had that written, and I was just wondering if there was a reason why I said restricted on there.
Gotcha.
But
no, not that I know of.
Well, that's okay. I think we need a little help from my friends, so I'm going to cast Animate Dead at 6th level.
Ooh, shit.
And I'm going to summon a skeletal mage.
Skeletal mage.
We're dealing with magic. We need magic dealers.
Oh no, I don't know if I have the stats for that.
It's from Book of the Dead. Do you not have that one?
I gotcha. I got one of the APs, but not that one specifically, but I've got the stats right up in front of me here, so...
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. Cool, so let me find... I'm gonna give you just this skeleton infantry, because that's what I have, but... So where would you like it? Ooh,
Can I put it on top of this tower here, like on the top of it, like up? Like yeah, or like up there, yeah. Somewhere up high where these things can't immediately reach it, so it can get some ranged attacks.
Absolutely, like right there?
Yeah, that should be fine. And then I'd like to command it to try a magic missile attack on one of these, since I feel like magic on magic might work, hopefully.
Great idea. At what level? It can cast
I think it's 3rd level.
Third,
yeah.
yes, you are correct. So, magic missile, that's 2d4 plus 2. It gets 2 actions, right?
I think that is a 2-action spell.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, cast 1 action to 3
so it gets
actions.
2 darts? Let me just pull it up here. Spells.
Each additional action you use increases the number of missiles you shoot by 1. Yeah. So it can shoot 2 darts, and then because it's heightened by 2, it shoots an additional. So it shoots 3.
3
like
total?
normal.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. There we are. So you deal 10 damage to which one? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I think mana elemental number 3.
Number 3. Okay.
Number 3.
Number 3. Bam.
Mana
All right.
elemental. Magic missile, effective or not?
Making copies of itself. There we go. So then that brings it to Jimothy, who is also up on the roof.
It's my turn.
Oh, I'm sorry, Khan. Yes, you are correct. It's your turn.
I'm going to rush through the gate and close distance to Elemental 3.
Okay.
Is that 30 feet?
Oh, most definitely. 25.
Yeah. And then I'm going to make 2 strikes.
Okay. I don't... This one is flat-footed to you because it has not gone yet.
That's right!
Because you have surprise attacks. Let me... Flat-footed. There you go. So your sneak attack, if you hit, will trigger. Well, that'll hit. Yeah, that's a critical. So you sneak in as this thing is distracted by Fork, and you slide your magical sword right into its back. So go ahead and drop your damage. And your debilitating strike.
My debilitating strike. I'm going to choose to make it flat-footed until the end of my next turn.
Great. Okay. So yeah, give the damage. Holy God.
Whoa, that's a lot of dice.
So, as you sink your sword deep in this thing, it's going to use its reaction to use Mana Surge. The elemental takes damage from a hostile action, and the Mana Elemental surges with pure arcane energy. I need you to make me a Fortitude save with DC's 29 in the chat, please.
Fortitude. Ugh, just shy of it.
That is a failure, so you're going to take 6d6 force damage. So that is 17. I will give you that.
Mm-hmm.
17 damage.
Worse.
Could have been much worse.
And you are actually thrown back 10 feet. Oh wait, no, that's not a critical. Nope. You're not thrown back. You're just as your sword goes in, you're blasted in the face with pure magic energy as it comes out of its wound.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have one more action.
Yeah, I'll make a second strike.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice. That was a high roll. So yep, you managed to hit again.
Can elementals bleed?
No. Oh, it would say. Let me see. Immunities bleed. Yeah, it is immune to bleed.
So it cannot bleed. That's good to know. Then I'll use a precise debilitation to do an extra 2d6 precision damage.
Wow. Okay, so just toss that in the chat.
So there's that.
Okay, so add 8. Just put it 8 in your modifier and then roll the damage on it.
8.
Also, if you guys haven't hydrated, do some hydrating.
I have tea right here.
That's a good idea.
Good lord. Okay, so Khan, you slice into this thing like butter, and it blasts you in the face, but you kind of use the momentum and push back and slice again right in the same spot, dealing a pretty significant chunk of damage. That's the end of your turn.
Yep.
Now
it's Jimothy. Yes, Jimothy, who's also up on the roof, is going to say,
"Oh, thank goodness you're back! Oh, we needed the help!"
and is going to cast Acid Arrow on the one Khan is attacking. Ranged spell attack. I don't think that's going to be a miss. Damn. Nope. And then Jimothy's going to take the hide action for their third action. That's technically on Zavid's turn. Frag, you are now up. You see these large creatures that appear to be made out of pure arcane energy that are rampaging inside of where you've been staying.
All right. Well, the first thing I'm gonna bump the little thing and just put on my armor because I wasn't wearing it.
True. That's just one action, though, thankfully.
I'm gonna do Celerity Clockwork so I can get the free move to get up close.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm close enough to attack, right?
Oh yeah, within 40 feet. Because your movement speed is 40.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. I guess with my second action, I'm gonna swing with my battle axe. And where the hell did my character sheet go? Hold on, everything's buried for a moment here. One moment. Ah, there we go.
What do you need?
I was trying to find my where the action was. There we go. I found it. 34 for the first swing.
That's. Let's see. I think that's probably a crit. Let me see. Which one are you attacking? Number 3?
This one here, number 3, yeah.
Great. Their AC is 32. So yes, you hit by 2. So go ahead and drag the damage that's to the right of that. Let's see, on your actions tab.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't have that up. The 2d12 plus 4.
Yep.
There we go. Yeah.
12 coming at it.
Dropped it right on it. 12 damage. So you slash into this thing. Click on yourself. Control click on the elemental to make it your target.
Or control click on myself.
No, just regular click on yourself. Control click the target. There you go. Yeah. Now you have it as your target on your. Or no, do it one more time on the enemy to control click it. Yeah, there you go. Now on your sheet, you should have. You see where it says wounding rune?
Yes.
Click the little. Oh wait, no, it's immune to bleed. Never mind. You don't get that. Yeah, you got your free movement, 1 attack. You still have 2 actions, I think.
Well, 1 action was to don the armor, so I have 1
Oh, that's
action
right.
left.
So you have 1 action.
I'll swing again.
Okay.
With us. And I should be able to do this way.
Yep, just drop it on it. Oh, hey, look at that. Using the backswing. So go ahead and drop your damage.
Better.
Yes. And as you come back with your second swing, you follow through and just and slice right through this thing, and it dissipates and crackles in the air as it fizzles out.
Yay!
Makes it Sugar Wanter's turn, and she's gonna go and run out here and cast Rhyme Slick. So all 3 of these things need to make a reflex save. Ooh, 2 failed. Nice. They take 2d4 cold damage. Nice. She rolled minimum damage. Hell yes. Go Sugar Wanter. 5 whole damage. That's the end of her turn. She did her best. That brings it to Brick. He doesn't like that all this stuff is happening, so he's gonna run straight up to here, and he's going to cast Shocking Grasp on this one. Miss. Okay. That's Reese. You're now up.
Oh, finally. Oh my
So,
god.
you rolled low.
Yeah, that is Reese. So Reese is gonna see all this happening, and he's gonna. Where are you? Why are you? You're not speed. He's gonna run up to that one pillar. He can't do surprise or sneak attack on any of them because they've already been attacked, right?
No, mana elemental 4 has not yet gone.
Ooh, okay.
So if you attack number 4, you can get sneak attack.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. That is going to be my hunted prey.
Okay, that's your second action.
Yep.
And it is now flat-footed. So on your sheet for the hunt prey, because this always works weird. So under hunt prey,
yep.
Make it your target, and then click all 3 of those little walking dudes under your hunt prey. Yeah. And then do your hunter's precision. Now it should work. Okay. So go ahead and roll your attack.
So I'm gonna longbow it. And
Sweet.
When I do that, since I did get it like enhanced with rune stuff, is that what that wounding rune is for?
Wounding, I think, that's your longsword.
Oh, that's my longsword. Okay, I forgot what we did that with. Perfect. So drop that on it. Ugh.
Ooh, no.
I'm gonna try that again.
Yeah, arrow goes wide.
Oh my god! Oh god, no! I only had 2 actions.
Okay. Oh yeah, that you couldn't have done the second track anyway. Yeah, so arrow goes wide, whizzes way past this thing, which brings it to its turn. It saw that. You attacked it specifically, but let's see what it has here. I know what it's going to do. It's going to cast Wall of Force in a circle around Frag. So, let me see here. Give me pointers. Circle. Yeah. So I looked at it. It's a 50-foot long, 20-foot high wall of force that is going in a 15-foot ring around you. So the 4 of you who are within that circle are now immobilized. Well, you're not immobilized, but you can't move through it unless you teleport or something.
Ooh.
To Noala, who sees that, and she goes, Mishka! Runs up and she starts to attack this thing with her weapons. So she's going to... Okay, that's a critical hit, but let's see if she can overcome its damage. She cannot. So Noala starts pounding on this wall of force with her short swords, not really understanding how to help here. That brings us to the top of the round. Elemental. Seeing its opening here with these 2, it is going to... Let's see. Yeah, it's going to... Yeah, it's going to move forward and phase through the wall of force and cast chain lightning on the 4 of you.
Oh, so I'm gonna take a guess that the magic missile did absolute jack to this thing.
It hit it. It just didn't do much. So one of you critically succeeds. 2 of you critically succeed. Reese and Khan, you critically succeed. Fork fails, but not critically. And Frag, you succeed. So not bad, considering this is a 6th-level spell. So all of you take that much damage. Khan and Reese take none. Fork takes 45, and Frag takes 22. That's the end of its turn, though. Fork didn't like that none too much, because he just took a pretty big attack there. But he will cast Bless. So all of you now who are within 5 feet of Fork will have a +1 to your attack and, I think, attack and damage? Bless. Yes, area of effect 1. So he's going to run to the center here where all of you are and cast Bless on himself. So now all of you have a +1 to attacks and damage.
Oh, good.
Then Elemental 2 is going to attack these 2 kobolds next to it. Going to just give each of them a magic missile. So 1, 2, Zvi, you are now up. There is a wall. It's not like a sphere. It's 20 feet high and a round wall of force in between you and the enemies here, and also a regular wooden gate.
Brick and Fork are engaged in melee, right?
Brick, yes, and Fork, yes. Fork is within the wall of force. Brick and Sugarwanter are outside of it.
I'm gonna use an action to tell the army of skeletons, to tell the skeleton mage to cast Enlarge on Brick.
Nice. Okay, great. So Brick will just get big,
the size of a medium-sized creature.
Yes, the size of a medium-sized creature. So Brick grows to about the size of 7 feet tall. He's a big, medium creature.
And then for me, with my other two actions, I want to cast Pernicious Poltergeist. Ooh. And what that do is I'm going to heighten it to a 6th level spell as well. But I can create an echo of powerful poltergeist, temporarily anchoring it to the area and to terrorize and harm any opponents foolish enough to remain in the area. Because the poltergeist is a manifestation and is not truly present, it can't be attacked or hurt. It remains invisible unless otherwise stated. So when I cast a spell, and the first time I sustain it on subsequent rounds, the poltergeist creates my choice of the following effects. Either a negative energy effect, an emotion, fear, or mental effect, or a force effect. Now, I ask again, magic missile affected it negatively?
Yeah. Did
it seem to resist that? Like, it seemed like that didn't... All right.
It just didn't do much damage. You didn't roll very high.
Yeah. I'm going to then use Telekinetic Storm. So it's going to hurl debris at these things. And so all creatures in a 10-foot burst that I'm going to center on, I think, right here, so that it just hits these two. Okay. They're going to take, I'm heightening it, so it would be 5d8 for a basic reflex save of force damage.
On 4 and 1?
Correct.
Reflex save, huh? Okay. What's my DC?
Just my spell save DC, which I believe is 30 something maybe at this point. Let me double check.
Well, number 1 failed and number 4 failed.
30.
If it's 30, they both failed.
Awesome. So that's just going to be this much in force damage.
Okay, 19. So a bunch of debris starts hurling around all of you, gets picked up from the ground, and let's see, it's 19. So it was number 1 and number 4, correct? Yeah, there we go. All right, so yeah, a bunch of force energy starts shooting out from all directions, grabbing items and smashing into these elementals, and it does seem to be doing damage to them.
And that's all I can do. I'm tapped out now.
Khan, you're up. This thing is trapped in here with you. You're not trapped in here with it.
Exactly.
Oh, wait a second. I just realized. Enlarge brings anything up to large.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah. Nice. The target grows to size large.
So
creature is clumsy 1, and its reach increases by 5 feet. It gets a +2 status bonus to melee damage. That's fucking awesome.
So let me give Brick... Where are you, Brick? There he is. Clumsy. And then let me give him damage +2. Cool, got it.
Where does Zavid's undead come in,
though? It went on his turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I must have misheard.
Yeah, it's the one that costs cast Enlarge.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Khan, you're up.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a strike.
Okay. I believe this thing is flat.
Yeah. Is it flat-footed? I don't.
Is it? Let me give it.
Well, I don't know if it is. That's the thing.
Oh no, you would have to move to make it flat-footed. Yeah.
Exactly.
If you moved to like here-ish, you would be flanking with Frag, like there.
Yeah. If that works, then I'll do that.
Yeah, works for me. You can kind of squeeze up into this wall of force. And yeah, let me give it flat-footed. Okay, you're good.
All right. Then make an attack, and it's not at the +1 because I'm not within 5 feet of Brick.
That's correct, yes.
Yes.
Oh, doesn't matter though. The luck of the Dawn Dragon is still with you. So that's a crit.
Yeah.
You get to choose your thing, right?
Yeah, my debilitation.
Debilitation.
I'll just do the extra like 2d6. That's not gonna
So
hurt.
that's 46 because everything is doubled on a
46?
crit.
You sure?
Everything's doubled on a crit in Pathfinder.
All right. Okay.
So add 14. Yeah.
Love to see it.
Jesus fucking
damn.
Christ.
So again, as you slice into this thing, you cut a huge gaping wound in its back, and a bunch of pure magic surges out and blasts you in the face. Please give me another fortitude save, DC 29.
Did you just deal 98 damage in a single hit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 84. I
84.
added the 14 into the roll.
Yeah. That's awesome. 84 and a hit. That's amazing.
Yeah. Fortitude? Yes.
Fortitude, yes, 29.
29.
Not great. So yeah, you get blasted in the face again with this pure arcane energy and take 6d6, another 14 damage. So that's going to be 31. There you go. Okay, you have one action, I think.
Oh yeah, two. Yes,
you moved.
one. I moved. Yes, another strike then.
All right.
Yeah. Let's go.
No way. No way.
Hey, we all saw it. We all saw it. That's perfectly legal. So that's a crit.
Let's see how big this number can get.
Oh yeah, my god.
So add 18. That's a good number. Add 18 to you. There it is. Good God.
Oh my god.
Khan takes on the aspect of like a goddess, like, oh, now she poached.
How, yeah, just with 2 nat 20s, describe how you kill this thing.
Yeah.
You 2-shot, you killed it by yourself. Like, in 2 attacks, 2 actions, and you killed this thing.
I like to think that the elemental is kind of swiping and Khan like slides under its big hands to get into a flanking position. Does it have any kind of like core, or is it like ethereal and whoo?
It's kind of ethereal. Like I said, it looks like those plasma toys you get at Spencer's that you touch, but it doesn't appear like there's any glass. It just sort of stops where their outside is. But their eyes look like they could almost be solid. Like a mana crystal.
Yeah, Khan takes a slice upwards. She does a backflip off the side of the force bubble and stabs it right into its eyes.
Amazing. It stops for a moment and it and dissipates. I think that was the one that cast Force Wall. No, it wasn't.
No, it
so
was
yeah,
4.
Yeah, it was 4. You're right. So that's into Khan's turn. Good God. That brings it to Jimote. Jimote is going to, let's see here. That was amazing, Khan. Good Lord. What a round. What a round. Jimothe's gonna help out Sugar Wanter over there and cast Acid Ball, even though it's by itself. So it failed though. So Jimothy opens his mouth and a huge ball of caustic green goo shoots over at this thing, dealing 16 damage. Not terrible. And then Jimothy's going to take the hide action. So that brings it to Frag. You're up. There's still this 20-foot high wall of force, but there's no longer a mana elemental in your face.
All right. Well, the first thing I'm gonna do, overdrive myself. Can get more stuff out of this. Let me do this. And go. That's my first action. Hopefully something good.
Yep, you need the crafting check. That should be more than enough. I think that's a critical, actually. Overdrive. I should have had that pulled up. It's a standard DC. So no, that's not a crit. That's just a regular success.
Okay.
So you add, it's half your intelligence modifier to stuff. Yes. So I have that prepared for you on under overdrive. Click the little magnifying glass thing, and do you see DMG +2?
Let me see here. DMG. Yes, I see it.
Okay. Do you see the little walking dude to the very left? It's in a square.
Yep, I see
Click
it.
that.
Okay.
There you go. Now you have your overdrive damage.
Okay. I have 2 questions.
Sure.
Because this will affect. Can Wall of Forces be broken or no?
They can. They have. Give me an Arcana check in the tower to see what all you know about them. I'll give you for free that they can be destroyed.
Okay.
I think I know how it could happen, but I wouldn't be able to pull it off.
I don't think you have that spell.
Ah, crap. Hold on. I can't find the tower.
Oh, gotcha. It likes to hide.
I thought it was in front of everything, but yeah.
Okay. I'll give you this. These things have very low AC. They're extremely easy to hit. The problem is they have high hardness, so it's hard to actually do damage to them. All
right.
Yeah.
Hold on. If I can do this, because I am actually willing to try. Hold on. Where is it? Sorry, I actually have the book with me, so I just look at different things that I can do. I can jump, right?
Yeah, you can absolutely jump, and plus you just got that skill.
Can I wall jump it?
Yeah, you absolutely can. This thing's only 20 feet high.
Oh, okay. Athletics check, right?
Athletics, yeah. So give a public athletics check, and I'll see from your overdrive. Give it a +2.
So this isn't a dome; it's like a cylinder without a roof.
I looked at the words very carefully. It says nothing about being able to make it a dome. It only says you can make it a wall, and even technically, I'm taking some liberties saying that it can go in a circle. I did do the math to find that a 50-foot circle has a radius of about 15 or 16, but so I'm being as fair as I can. But yeah, it's not a dome, and that is definitely a critical success to be able to climb out of this thing. So you can absolutely wall jump out of this thing, Freg. Describe how you would do this, because this is a brand new...
Considering I just probably overdrive by itself, I'd probably just try to kick back and forth. Well, because I had to get close to the wall, so I probably just try to kick myself back and forth until I get over the edge.
Yeah, perfect. So you'd be just able to get yourself in superhero 3-point land right there next to Sugar Wanter.
Awesome.
And you have one action left, and I believe your axe has reach, correct?
I believe so.
Let me look here. Sweep, martial, mace, slashing. Maybe not. No, it just has sweep, not reach.
Well, I still have a free stride from Celebrity Clockwork.
Oh, so that's true.
I'm just gonna. Yeah. Well, this person here. I'm gonna go to the one down below.
Okay.
On the southeast here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
If you move there, you'll make it flat-footed because you'll be flanking with brick. Just so you know.
I'll do that.
Yeah. Cool. So flat-footed. There you go. Now it's easier to hit.
I think and I'm just gonna do my one strike against it.
Great.
We'll do this correctly.
Hell yeah! Oh,
41.
baby.
Oh, nice. So go ahead and roll that damage.
Reese failed so you guys could succeed.
Yeah, seriously. That's what's going on here.
44.
So you lay into this thing with your great axe, dealing a pretty... And just like Khan, it rips open a wound in its side, and it uses its reaction to use Mana Surge. So I need you to roll me a reflex save, please. Publicly.
32.
That's a success, so you take half damage. You take 3d6 force damage. Okay. So you're going to take 7. Not very much. So you get blasted in the face by this arcane energy, and it doesn't... You kind of just shrug it off. It seems to hurt Khan a lot more than you. I think that's the end of your turn, correct?
Yep, that's it for me.
Fabulous. So Sugar Wanter's up. She's seeing what's going on here. And this is mostly just for flavor, but she has the spell, so I'm going to cast it. She's going to run up here onto the stairs and cast Roaring Applause, because all of you have been getting these nat 20s. So, Roaring Applause. What is this? Does it actually do anything? I think it does something. Let's see here. The targets of the spell must be able to see here. Mildly distracted. Yeah, so she is trying to distract the creature to the north, the one to the south. So it needs to make a save of some kind. Roaring Applause. There it is. Critical succeeds, so nothing happens. But you all start to hear a roaring applause start rising out of nothingness as you're getting all of these amazing strikes. Brick is now huge, or not huge, he's large and in charge. So he's going to, just take a big swing at this guy. So, Oh no! You know what he's going to do? He's not going to swing. Because I forgot he had this. Brick is going to take a deep breath, and as he's doing this, you start to see crackles of lightning appear around his mouth, and he lets loose a mighty breath weapon in a 40-foot line straight in front of him, and it slams up against the stone. So this thing needs to make a reflex save. Where's number 2? Reflex. Oh, and it fails. Yeah, go Brick. So, where is it? 5d12 damage.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's a breath weapon, and the thing failed. 23 damage to this thing. So, that's 69 wounds. Nice. Go Brick. All right, that's the end of Brick's turn. Reese, you're up. You are stuck inside this wall of force, but it's only 20 feet high. Yeah.
Reese is just like, oh, that's child's play. And Reese is gonna attempt to, like, get over it. Could I just, like, use my daggers and, like...
Sure. Yeah, take a +1 and you do an athletics check publicly.
Okay. Athletics. Baby boy's got that.
Oh, it was almost a nat 16, but 25 is enough. Yeah, you're able to take out your knives and kind of crawl your way up the wooden fence there, because that gate is right there. So it wouldn't have worked if you tried to climb up the force, because it's magical force. But yeah, you're able to do that with one action, and you're at the top unless you decide to jump down.
I do decide to jump down.
All right. Then you have 2 actions remaining.
All right. Is it safe to put myself here, or should I put myself somewhere else? I don't know.
You're fine there. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just trying to get out of the force. So what I think I'm gonna have him do is go do some woggin.
Okay. That gives you a flurry.
Yep. So I'm gonna flurry on the one that's still my hunted prey.
Sure, yeah. So go ahead and do 2 attacks, and they only take 1 action.
All right.
But it takes an action to activate that, so...
Yeah.
Or, I guess that doesn't make any sense.
Right now?
But the first one's a miss.
Okay.
So go ahead and take your second attack.
Come on, Reese.
Yeah, 1's a hit. Okay.
God.
So yeah, you're able to do a little bit of damage to it, as your strikes come in a little bit faster than normal. So go ahead and do your damage.
A damage. That is...
All right, you slice into this thing, doing 12 damage, and just like before, when everyone else has been hitting it, it explodes out with magical energies, and I need you to make a fortitude save. DC 29.
Unless I fail, I should be fine.
You've succeeded, so you take half damage, 3d6 force, as you get blasted with 15 force damage from this thing. I believe that's the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Climbed it. Yeah. So number 4, it's up to it now. Oh god, they're getting low on stuff to do. So yeah, it has 1 left. It's going to cast Chain Lightning on the 3 of you who are out here. So Reese, Brick, and Frag. All of you have to make this save here, which I can do for you. It's reflex, yes, but I just made it for you. So let's see. Reese, you critically succeed, so you're fine. Frag, you succeed. Brick fails.
Owie.
So yeah, you'll take half damage, Frag.
Me again?
Ooh, Brick took a pretty hefty shock from that. But that's the end of its turn. Noala is going to attempt to climb up this thing. She says, I'm coming, Mishka. I will get you out of there. She runs over here and is attempting to climb the gate. So let's see. Athletics. Oh, that's enough. She gets up to the top here, and as she's an elf, is able to walk across the sides, and she drops down a rope and says, Mishka, Fork, come on, I've got you. And that'll reduce the DC for you to get out.
Yay!
So top of the round, Fork is absolutely going to. He's going to come over to here and say, he's going to hold off on his turn. Or yeah, he'll wait for Con. So what is your 37? So he's going to go at 36. That'll bring it to the Mana Elemental, who's out here. It's probably not doing so hot. Yeah, it's hurting a little bit. So it's going to use Magnetic Attraction on Frag and Brick and Jimothy, which is going to attempt to bring you in towards it. So if I could get 3 of you to make me a, what is it? Oh, it's a long spell description. I'm just going to make it happen. There we go. It's a disarm check. That's way too confusing. No, it's not going to do that. That's too much reading. Sorry about it. So it's going to try to cast Shocking Grasp on you, Frag. And miss. Okay,
I don't agree to that.
It missed. Zavid, you are now up.
All right. Knowing that these things aren't immune to like force damage, I imagine they're not immune to lightning or electricity either. So I tell the skeleton mage with an action, zap this one. And so have it like go to the edge and then lightning bolt just that one from there. So it's a basic reflex save for 4d12 electricity.
Okay, 4d12 on number 4. Okay.
Let's see, what is it?
Wait, what save? Sorry, reflex?
I believe it is a reflex save.
And 25. I think that's a failure, right?
It's DC's 22. So actually
22.
That would be a success.
Okay, so success
it's half of that.
So how many you got the damage?
I got the damage, and just we'll divide this by half. Ugh, low anyway. 7. So that's like a Shocking Grasp worth of fucking damage there. As for my 2 remaining actions, I have one I'm going to use to sustain the Pernicious Poltergeist, and I'm going to have it make another reflex save against my DC to deal another 5d8 of fucking. Actually, I'm gonna do negative damage instead because that only targets 1. Otherwise, everybody would have to make that save that's in the area.
Okay.
So yeah, same thing, I think. No, fortitude save. Basic fortitude save, please.
On number 4?
Yes.
Okay. Fortitude save. Ooh, that's low. 23. That's a failure.
Okay, yeah, that's just a regular failure. So then that's 5d10 negative damage.
Nice. So another 23. Cool. This thing is looking pretty bad. It's starting to leak out more magic.
For my last action, I guess I'll just move.
Sure.
I kind of get up to the edge here and see if I can maybe climb up next round or not.
Easily.
Unless this like thing goes away, then I can just go around it. But that'll be my turn.
All right, fantastic. So next up is Khan.
All right. Let's move over to Nuala and try to climb that ladder.
Great. So
the rope.
Take a +1 for your athletics, and the DC is reduced.
Gotcha. Athletics.
Oh yeah, that's enough. It was 20.
Right.
So you're able to climb up with your second action, and as part of the action, you can jump down if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So that's 2 actions. One to get over there, one to climb up and get down.
And then I can't really do anything else other than like close distance.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. All right, end of your turn. Jimothy's up. Jimothy, seeing you, goes, "Come on, I aid!" and leaps off the guard tower, coming to here to set you up for flat-footed. So it is now, or for flanking. So it is now flat-footed to the 2 of you. And then,
Yeah, of course.
and then Jimothy pulls out your old rapier that you gave to him and tries to swipe at this thing, doing a hit. And let's get that damage.
I'm so proud.
Yep, and there's the 1d6 sneak attack that Jimothy gets that you taught him how to do. So Jimothy did 23 damage. The problem is, you didn't do damage first. So Jimothy's going to get to eat the reaction on this one. So Jimothy has to make a fortitude save as it blasts out energy. Ooh, 32. That should be enough, I think. Yep, 29. So Jimothy's going to take 3d6 force damage. So that's 15. So yeah,
That's
Jimothy
a lot.
that's a lot for Jimothy. But Jimothy gets blasted in the face, but is still standing and going, let's get it. That's the end of Jimothy's turn. Frag, you're up.
All right. So first thing, I wish I was looking it up. Right here. All right. Shocking Grass is a touch attack, right?
That's right.
You have the electricity armor on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because it should hurt him since he tried to touch me at any point.
Oh, I think you have
of...
to activate the electric armor. I think it's one action.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a normal thing.
Or
never mind.
Maybe I'm wrong. Let me look. Maybe I'm wrong.
Uh,
Abilities, electrify armor. Yeah, it's one action to turn that on for a minute.
Oh, okay. That's what I was trying to understand it. All right. Okay. Never mind. I should have done that beforehand. I'm gonna Gigaton Strike this thing though.
Hell yeah. It's flat-footed too, so it should be easier to hit.
Yeah. Hopefully. And... melee +1. I think I'm doing this right. If
Okay, then just drop the attack right on its head. Oh.
Yeah!
The applause that Sugar Wanter made is getting louder as you crit this thing. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Which damage is it? It's the first one, right?
The first one. The
okay.
Let's see. It's the
plus
2d12 plus 4 slashing magic. That one.
Okay.
That's so many dice. That's so many d12s.
Right. 64 coming at it.
And Brick already took the last reaction, so this thing does not have its reaction back. Yeah, so you just slam 64 damage into it.
Awesome. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna drop it once another attack.
Heck yeah. So that's your first penalty. That's the middle plus.
Yep.
Well, that might do it. Yeah, that's still a hit. Okay.
Yeah.
Gigaton Strike is ridiculous.
I know, especially when I get the critical success on it.
That was enough, though. It was still enough. It had fewer hit points than that. So you come in for a second attack and slice through it. It fizzles out. And the electric mana goes back to the weave from whence it came. It's the end of your turn. Fork is up. He's still within the force field, so he's going to run over and attempt to climb up with Noala's help. So he has athletics as well. Oh, 40? Absolutely. Fork is able to no problem get down and is going to assess the situation and run over here. That's all he can do. Sugar Wanter. Let's see, can she do anything? Of course she can. She's going to shoot a ray of frost over at that thing to try and help you all out.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, good shot. And hits, doing 2 damage. Brick is going to close the distance here. Going to give an unarmed strike. Try to punch it. He does. Deal some damage. A little bit. That brings to Reese. This thing is getting surrounded and dogpiled.
So Reese is just like, okay, I might actually have a freaking chance now. So he's gonna do a wounding strike on it with his sword.
Okay, go ahead and give that attack. Miss. But are you doing? Yeah. So you have 2 more actions.
I have 2 more actions. So I'm gonna,
Miss again.
My God.
Miss.
Reese
You've been rolling
is
bad.
just, like,
Holy crap.
shaken to his core today. Clearly.
He's never seen these things before. That was a high roll, but that was...
Wait, how is that a miss?
Because their AC is 32.
Rude!
Yeah, that was at your lowest penalty.
Does
anyone have... Yeah, sorry, those are dice gods. So this thing is looking very, very, very bad, though.
Reese is just like, die!
It's... Let's see. Oh, that's not helpful at all. Yeah, Yeah, it's got one left. It's got one gambit left. It's going to cast Chain Lightning on all of you. You. So all of you have to make this reflex save. Khan, you critically succeeded. Frag, you regular failed. Jimothy succeeded. Fork succeeded. So a little bit of damage. Basically, whoever hits this thing next is going to kill it. So 64 damage to Frag. You take a pretty large shock as that thing hurt you pretty bad. It must have got into one of your circuits. Khan, you managed to backflip out of the way. Fork and Jimothy both just sort of eat it. That's the end of its turn. Noala's up. She's up on the top of that wall of force there. So she's going to just hunt prey. May as well. And then shoot her bow, Arnold. Wow, she hit. Wow, decent damage. Doesn't quite kill it. It's looking really bad, though. That brings the top of the round. Zavid, you're up. This thing is barely hanging on.
Thick on boy.
I
Or your
have an
pants.
idea.
Or your pants, stink bum.
I have an idea. So I want to cast jump to get to the top of this. Let's see, how far is this thing from me? Yeah, sorry. I can go straight up, or I can go a little to the side, like right up here, and then cast jump again. And then I want to. How should I do it? Should I go butt first, like or
Mario style, jump on its head.
Eat shit.
Eat shit. Maybe should I? No, I don't think. Look. We've been making a lot of comments about how. I know how we've been making a lot of comments that my dude is a gross man, but I think even he would know not to do that. Here's what I think I'm gonna do.
So jump.
Low grade cold iron dagger.
Nice.
And I'm just gonna go for it with that.
Let's see it. If you can hit, you.
Please.
Yes.
Yes.
It literally has 2 hit points. You don't even. You can roll damage if you want, but there's.
I wanna.
Yeah. So you
7.
How do you want to do this?
Damage.
How you want to do this, Zavid?
Oh, actually, that would be. Hold up. Yeah, it'd actually be a little more, wouldn't it? It would be.
That's true. That's true.
Still would have been 7 though. I jump over, like fucking, like it's in the middle of a movie or something, and this is like the last scene, and I hit it right in the eye with the thing, as I'm hanging down, and as I'm hanging down, it's looking at me, stunned for just the last moment that it's still corporeal. You all hear, and then the thing.
As it dissipates back to the weave.
Oh,
Amazing. There was a lot of really timely nat 20s in that fight. Great job, everyone. You took out the mana elementals. Yeah, you're out of combat for the moment.
I scramble away. I warp back. Haul myself up and just gonna. Basically, I'm gonna lock this door for now.
Amazing.
Where'd these things come from?
That void, I think.
Should we expect more voids with these things?
I wouldn't think so unless the lift opens back up again.
Oh, sorry, I should have been paying attention. At that point, Fork pipes in and says,
there was a large, a big electric rippy thing. Sugar Wanter managed to sing it closed, but other things, they came out first. We were not. Well, they had to hide. I distracted them, and then you showed up. But they did come from strange lightning hole.
From one that was, from one that was right here.
Yeah, yes, up here, right here, where I stand, over here.
Oh, good job for getting it to go away.
And Sugar Wanter kind of comes down from the stairs and says,
Yes. I remembered a song I had written about magic, and it made the hole go away, but the monster did not.
Well, I'm glad that you are all okay, but that you didn't get hurt too bad.
No, should be fine. Thank you for helping. Well, if you had not shown up when you did, I do not know if a Fork could have handled it.
and Fork he kind of flexes and said,
Fork could have handled it.
he says as he's bleeding, yeah, Fork and Brick and Frag especially are looking real bad right now.
Yeah.
I pull out a pie and eat it. Because I can do that every so often.
I forget that you have that. How much healing is it?
It's super small. I think it's like 2d4 or something like that. Let me check.
That's great.
Yeah, that's why I took it, because like, well, I don't have healing, but this keeps giving me 4 of these healing pies every like day.
Uh-huh. What is that called again?
Handy Haversack, a halfling kind or something
That's
like
it.
that.
That's the one.
Knapsack, that's what it was.
Knapsack of Halfling kind. That's the one. So it heals you for 2d8 plus 4.
2d8 plus 4.
Yeah, so put a 4 in your modifier, grab the d8, and right-click once to make it go to 2.
Well, the thing is, I'm doing this on a mouse pad, so hold on.
Oh, like a
I
trackpad?
just-
Nice.
Yep.
Okay, so
I just
10s.
there you go. 17.
17. Nice. So you're at 103 wounds. So you feel a little better as you refuel yourself with these pies.
Pie
Yes.
Noah.
I'm just having a snack while everyone's like,
Reese is like, look, I didn't do much, but you know, good job, everyone. Holy hell.
Yeah.
over to Sugar Water and ask how she's doing. I was like,
Oh.
how are you doing? Are you hurt?
Little scared, but no, not hurt. Did not get hit. Fork took the big beating. Brick too.
Fair enough.
You hear a loud flushing sound, and I'm wearing new clothes. How's everyone doing?
Good, you look fresh.
You don't
Yeah.
stink anymore.
Thank you. You all look really beat up. Fork, here, come here. And then I'm gonna cast some healing shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't think we need more shit.
I'm gonna shit all over everybody
Healing
here.
shit. What a horrible
yeah.
spell.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Fork and Brick together here, and then I'm going to cast Undeath's Blessing on each of them, and then I'm gonna do a try to get Noel out of the way here. I'm gonna do a
Nice.
cone. Actually, no, I'll just do
Cool.
2 harms, a harm each, just boop boop on
Nice.
each of them. I believe that's fucking ridiculous.
It'll be
it's-
enough to heal them, probably.
Let me just, for posterity, this is what each of them would be getting per like harm.
Oh
81.
my god.
Nice. That heals both of them to full.
Now Reese is the one that's looking like a little like, oh, you got a scrape, buddy. That's cute.
Yeah, Fork and Brick now have a couple of scars in their shiny scales.
Oh, oopsies. That was what I was trying to do. There we go. I also have Soothe, which doesn't need to be like a harm spell. It's just it's a regular spell. And I'm going to do that on you, Frag.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no
Thanks.
problem.
Ah.
There we go. Ooh,
That's a good one.
fancy dice.
43. Nice. So yeah, Frag, you start stitching back together. You feel pretty good. Some of your circuits are reconnecting. You're feeling not so hurt.
There's also
Awesome.
a mental effect with that too. Like you feel a little bit more like resilient mentally for a little while.
Yeah,
Good
you
to
feel
know.
like you could take on the world.
Yeah. Don't try to take on the world.
Why
You
not?
can- yeah, don't actually do that. Just
Hey,
I
I
mean-
need to find a new goal from now. I need to find a new goal.
Aren't all of you trying to take on the world? Isn't that why you're going to Osirian?
which one said that?
Fork, the one right next to you.
I'd be like, Fork, Don't make me regret choosing to heal you over Jimothy here.
I don't even want to go back, but yeah. Saving the world, daddy issues. Kind of a hard balance, Jimothy.
Jimothy says,
How are you going to get there anyway? Inner Sea is long and wide.
Well, boat is usually the least inconspicuous. As a person who is from there, and we don't want to cause too much, I think boat is the best way to go.
Mm-hmm.
I want Khan to give me a society check before you make a final decision. In the tower, please.
Society.
Just Khan, because you're the only one who's from the specific area. Oh.
Really?
Nat 19. Good job, Khan. Okay. Not from Assyrian, but
okay.
Khan, you Eldritch may not remember this, but I'm going to share the Galarian map with you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see above the word Absalom? Give you straight above the A, there's the word Andoran there.
Trying to.
Absalom is in the
Andoran.
middle. Yeah, Andoran. You decided a long time ago that Khan was from Andoran, which is kind of it's like a state, and the capital of Andoran is a city called Almas. And with that natural 19 you just rolled, you remember that Almas has something called the Golden Eyrie. So you could take Griffins.
Griffins! That might be a little more conspicuous than a boat, however.
Something to think about. You
Something
remember
to think
that's his
about.
option.
I look to the rest of you and ask, like, does it matter if we're conspicuous or not?
I mean, we probably have enemies. You know, maybe. People have tried to kill us before. For, thwarting their schemes.
But would they expect the Griffins? And are they fast?
Listen, I read a book not too long ago where they went on this long journey to put some ring in a volcano, and the whole time
That's
they had
dumb.
access to eagles that could have just flown them there and did everything. So I'm thinking if we've got access to griffins, let's not make the same mistake that they made, right?
That's actually, you know what? A ring in a volcano is a kind of dumb thing, not gonna lie. So let's go and do the not dumb thing.
Right, they're like, oh, it can only be destroyed from the volcano where it was forged. There are other volcanoes. I think you don't have to go all the way to that volcano to melt it down.
So if you think about it, we had to go to Beltston and find the heater that was hot enough. So maybe it's a situation like that.
I don't know. I just think that, if you've got tools at your disposal to save the world, then why would you just be like, well, they might be tired. I don't want to bother them. I have to ask a moth to get them to come. That's too much trouble. Oh, but I'm on top of a tower that some wizard put me in. Now I can ask for their help. Really?
I understand. Towers, wizards. Kind of my thing.
All right,
Well.
but the Inner Sea region. This is a famous region for how dangerous it is. I don't even know anything about all these other places, like Andoran, the Isle of Kortos.
So here's my question.
Mhm.
If we take if you all have that many enemies and we're taking griffins, I really don't want to deal with falling from the sky and then possibly swimming. I'm not exactly buoyant.
I got water walking. You're good.
It's true.
If I read correctly, the Inner Sea is miles.
Well, just run. Just
Actually,
go
I do
really
that very well.
quickly.
Use your
Maybe it won't be a
Heelys.
problem for me.
Use those Heelys of yours. Yeah, actually, that went. Oh my God, water walking on a wheel thing and going down waves, woo!
That's super speed. I actually kind of want to see that.
That's like
I'm doing
fantasy version of the
tricks
X
while we're
Games.
hitting waves.
It's Pathfinder
Oh
version
my
of the X
God,
Games.
just like a little sail, like a parasail thing with wheels and water walking on that. That would be
Oh,
pretty
that'd be
fucking
awesome.
awesome.
That would be
I have
awesome.
wall jumping now, so I could actually do tricks inside of a wave.
On the inside
So-
of waves. True.
So Andoran, is Etrin's Folly in like Andoran? Like that's kind of where we're at.
Roughly,
Roughly.
yeah. It's a little north. It's on the northern end of Andoran, yeah. You're just west of the Five Kings Mountains. Let me.
Oh,
You
we're west.
are-
Oh,
Here.
I see. I see.
If I had the map up again, I would.
Oh.
Oh, I can share it again.
Yes, please.
There you go.
So it's the sweet spot between Druma, Isger, and the Five
Isger.
King Mountains, with the Andoran
right.
just to the south. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
you're
right.
you're actually really close to the Five Kings Mountains. They're just a hike, way up in the mountains, and then you have to get access, which isn't easy because it's dwarves. They don't open their gates easily.
I like how we just haven't talked to the dwarves. We've talked to all these like the orcs, the elves. What about the dwarves? Fuck that.
The
Not worth
dwarves
our
who are
time.
at your back door.
The world is at stake, and they're like right next door, and they're like, "Hey, we just heard the world is at stake, and you never even reached out to us, and we're like right there. Like, what's up, man? Like, you don't want our help? Nah."
Nah. But yeah, you're pretty much right next to the F in Five Kings Mountains.
We'll send them a letter and some brochures. Yeah. We'll be like, "Hey, listen, we're nearby. We've been like really busy getting like the
Reese will
the
write
less."
it up for you guys. That he has
Let's-
the biggest society.
Yeah, true.
Let's you
You
know what
also
I think we
know-
need to do?
Hmm.
We need to send them a gift of excuse me, some kind.
Rock candy.
Just something to tell them, like, look, we would have gone to you sooner but we went to these other kingdoms because we knew they were less agreeable and that they would require a lot more work to work with because of elves, like orcs, like and trying to get them to work together is like trying to pull teeth. But we knew coming to you guys, like we could do that and you would just understand what's at stake here. Like really, really play it up like you guys are the ones we wanted to go to, but we knew we had to wait.
That would probably work. That's actually probably a very good
I think
angle.
I think that's what I
Have
would do.
a
Yeah.
Full elf and an orc in your party.
Yeah, like listen, we needed to get these other groups like in line before we came to you guys because we knew it was gonna be trouble.
Like elves, orcs, right? I mean,
Yeah, like, I mean,
you know.
Getting along
Just-
in harmony.
Literally, we have to pretend to be a little racist, just a little bit. And if we do that, the dwarves will be like, yeah, they are tough to work with. All right.
And they steal.
Look, it's fate. Okay.
Look.
I like how it's like all this
Reese-
stuff, and then
Reese
one
is just
is
like,
like,
I take offense that I'm writing this,
"Ugh."
but I do steal, but only from rich bastards.
I do
Alright.
steal, but it's not because I'm an elf.
Like we have to like pretend to be worse people for the sake of saving the world, and then they like drop some line like that. We're like, fuck me. Yeah, they do. They totally do.
Do you want me to actually roll like a society for this?
If you're actually wanting to write an official
Yeah,
noble letter to the people of the Dwarf Kingdoms.
Absolutely.
It's kind of funny since we really haven't dealt
I
with
really
like
want
a
to.
group of dwarves. Like, I mean, individual dwarves that have like the fucking rock brewers and stuff that are like fine, but just like a kingdom they're all stuffy. They're like noble houses and they all have their opinions of other. Yeah.
The Fogton dwarves, they're a very different breed. Like that town is weird.
They're
It's
just
an
folks.
outlier.
Those are
Yeah.
just straight up like people. Where it's like, you know what I mean? Like where it's like if you go to a kingdom, they've got their like histories of the noble families dealing with other kingdoms, and then that like translates to their ideas of groups
Yeah.
of people.
Yeah, Fogton, as you said, they're just folks.
Those are
yeah,
folks.
I'm not going to reveal anything about that role, but yeah, you're
Oh
able
wait,
to.
I made it public.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Accidentally.
Then I'm not going to tell you what it means. I'm not going to tell you if a 31 is good or not. I'm going to add a couple of things because I assume you would be getting help and guidance.
Yeah.
So,
Could
Yeah.
I make a check? Should I make a check?
Yeah.
I'm going to roll over Con's society because it would be a critical aid. So
Thank you.
it would be a 34 total. Again, I'm not going to tell you what that means, but there you go. You're able to get a 34, and you draft up a letter. Do any of you speak Dwarvish? I think
I
Zvid
do.
might.
Let me double check.
Zvid does.
I think I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Con
also do.
Also does, yeah. So the two of you are able
Okay.
to help and
Translate,
and then
The idea
Reese,
is the
you're able to
story,
like calligraph it in a nice hand, in a nice script.
I cast sending to Unky. What's Unky's name?
Grizz.
Unky Grizz. I go, hey man, I'm so sorry to have to bother you like this, but we're writing to the. Hey, it's Avid. We're writing a letter to the dwarves of the Five Kings Mountains about the whole end of the world thing. We kind of waited, We figured, listen, I've never met them. I've heard things. I've heard that they're a bit stuffy. They're a bit steeped in their own traditions, and they're very, very prideful. And that translates sometimes to denigrating other groups. So now that we have elven and orcish assistants, we thought maybe we could use that to our advantage in this letter we're going to send them to get them on our side. But you would know better than us sort of just kind of general dwarvish attitudes towards non-dwarves. Here's our letter. We're going to read it to you, and you just tell us what we should change. And so basically have him sort of give us his opinion on that.
Yeah, he gives you some notes, and he says, oh, these parts are actually pretty accurate, I'd say. You've got here that the elves are a pain in the arse to work with. That's a pretty common theme among those dwarves, but I find they're pretty laid back once you get a couple of drinks in them. But they definitely have more of an issue with the orcs, seeing as the orcs are the ones who pushed them out. The dwarves are the ones who pushed orcs out of their homes. They have the longest history with them. But I think this would probably do it pretty good. Perhaps put in a little more flattery on top of the insults. Make the gap wider.
Okay. Do you have any dwarvish sort of compliments that really mean something like?
Oh, may your beard grow long.
Ooh. I start telling. I'm telling you guys, may your beard grow long. Write that down. Write that down.
Signed, Lux Et Umbra.
Oh, that's right. I'm doing this.
Write
that down. Write that down.
Hold on. Your mom wants to talk to you.
Oh God. The reception isn't good. I'll talk to you later.
So Unky Grizz gives you some guidance on it, and we'll bump that up by another 1, let's say. So it's a 35 total.
Cool.
I feel comfy with the 35.
Yeah. So Reese makes another draft adjustment to what Unky Grizz said, and in the end says, "May your beard grow long, Lux Et Umbra."
Wonderful. Just for Frag, since you weren't here, this is Unky Grizz,
we love
friend of Lux Et Umbra, and he's
like a nice fella.
He is.
Look at him, he's the nicest.
Yeah, Grizz is the best. But he's an ale maker from the town of Fogton from last chapter. Friend of the group.
He does not like being called Unky Grizz by anyone except for his niece. Like that's it. So it's more of a just like, hey Unky Grizz, how you doing? Kind of like teasing him a bit.
Yeah. He used that as a pass. They used that as a password.
Yes. It was beautiful.
Oh God. What were we even just doing? I completely lost track of everything that just happened.
We sent the letter.
Yes, you're able to send let's say Sugar Wanter down into the town with a couple of coins to get that shipped off to you. It should arrive to the Dwarflands within just a couple of days. It's not far up to the Five Kings Mountains.
Cool. Did we get any correspondence?
It'll be a couple of days probably.
Oh, okay.
But
since we're making preparations to leave for Osirian, and we have a couple days, I imagine, before we're just gonna head out.
Right.
I imagine we're gonna be here for like a full in-game time, about a week, maybe a little less, to just kind of chill out. One day I want to set up a zone of truth and put that brain in the zone and ask some questions. And I would like Reese had offered beforehand to help me out. So
yeah, what do you need? What do you need in
skill-wise?
Skill-wise, yeah.
Probably. I am very familiar with the lore and knowledge stuff. I think delivering the questions, maybe. Here's what I don't have. I do not have diplomacy. I do not have deception. Now, I don't think I could deceive her, so I think we need to be kind of
deception then for you because I don't have shit in deception.
Okay, all right.
I can intimidate them
now.
All right.
Yeah, Frag's good at intimidating.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I've got intimidation too, so we can work together on that. Essentially, let's pool our charisma skills together to just get the answers we need.
Yeah, Reese's charisma skills so good. Best charisma.
Con is trained in them.
Wait,
as well.
what's your charisma for Reese?
Jack shit.
Really?
10. Reese's charisma's 10.
Oh.
Yeah,
You play Reese like they have better charisma than I imagine.
It's because they are just very impressive with their muscles, and that's how like he impressed Gurkha. Like he should not have worked on Gurkha if his strength wasn't so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I see.
With that, all of you would all have deception, diplomacy, and I think Frag has at least intimidation.
I have intimidation and diplomacy. I forgot about that. I just don't have deception.
You have a really high intimidation, actually.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Give us the help or else.
Yeah.
I think, though, this is probably a good time for us to stop and pick it up next time, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. So, hope everyone will join us again probably next week. I don't think there's anything planned yet, where we will interrogate Ilkana right before we set off to Osirian. Maybe hash out the more details and maybe do a side quest. See how you're gonna get there. That's the most intriguing thing. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Please come next time. Does anyone have anything to plug? I think Shane probably does.
Yeah. So if anyone is interested, I am running a Curse of Strahd game for a little bit of cash as a service, because I've put a lot of effort into doing art assets, music assets, basically just assets. It's a nice, very polished game, and I have experience running it before, so hopefully I'm pretty good at it, I think, at this point. If you've ever wanted to play in Curse of Strahd but don't know anyone who would be willing to run it for you, you can check me out on startplaying.games and look up just Cool Boy Shane. And I have one game that has 2 seats left. Eli is also in on that game, so it'd be your chance to play with Eli as well.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I wish I was in a broke butt, because I would love to play in that game
I understand.
badly.
If you can afford it, folks. But I do my absolute best.
Actually, speaking of being a broke butt, so, hi, I'm Elliot. I do things on the internet and stuff. I stream here, and I stream on the Lawful Geek, and it's a good time, but it's downtime in retail, and I have a Ko-fi link in my bio thing of Elliot Starman, and then sometimes if you like things on the spicy side, I sometimes post things there on the fans that only understand. So sometimes I post my links to that on my main page, and if you're interested in that kind of thing, it's there. And then my Ko-fi is if you're not as comfortable with eating hot peppers. So everything is appreciated because this bitch is broke.
All right, thank you. I hope everyone will join us next week. We'll see what's going on here. And thank you so much. See you next time, y'all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.